Minnesota Twins.
Twins baseball is brought to you by Target, proud partner of the Minnesota Twins. Now let's head live.
It's a glorious sunshiny afternoon in downtown Minneapolis. Welcome to Target Field once again. Chris Atterbury alongside Dan Gladden as the Twins take on the Mariners rubber match of a 3-game series. Twins are 13-17 and in dire need of a series win. Seattle, meanwhile, 15-16. They're trying to not only win a series, but complete a road swing through the Midwest at 5-1 and head back home with an even Steven record of 16-16 on the year. It's Taj Bradley from Minnesota. Strike-throwing machine George Kirby answers for the Mariners in a dynamite pitching matchup. Danny has the rest of your starters. We've got the national anthem and first pitch from downtown Minneapolis just around the corner right here on your home for Twins baseball.
It's time for a Twins player profile.
Hi, this is Mick Abel. What's your biggest irrational fear? I can't stand the idea of being plopped into the middle of the ocean. That just sounds like the scariest thing in the world. What was your first welcome to the show moment? I gave up back-to-back home runs against the Mets. It was Lindor, Soto, and Nimmo. That was a don't throw fastballs.
Shattered bat, and it catches Tommy Lasorda. He pops right back up, and he's all right.
Tommy's saying, I'm all right. Of course I'm all right.
His score, you throw out the lowest and the highest, he gets a 9-8 for this.
Why do I keep thinking Humpty Dumpty here? Had a great fall.
Look at this. They're going to bring him, what, a jacket?
No, it's a chest protector.
A chest protector.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
Beverage Company, Boston, Mass. All nutritional information based on 12 ounce serving. Please drink responsibly.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Hey, welcome back to Minnesota Twins baseball. Twins trying to win the series against the Seattle Mariners here this afternoon. Taj Bradley on the mound for your Twins, 3-1. It'll be George Kirby, 4-2 for the Seattle Mariners. Give you the rest of the starting lineups, but first, our national anthem. That is St. Michael Albertville Middle School Bands. With our national anthem, here is this afternoon's starting lineup for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Roll in record of 15-16, one back in their division against the Sacramento A's. Leading off, J.P. Crawford. He'll be at shortstop. Cal Raleigh catches, bat second. In center field, batting third, Julio Rodriguez. Josh Naylor at first base, bats fourth. In left field, batting fifth, Randy Arozarena. Luke Raley in right field, bats sixth. DH batting.
Biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, you know, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Chopped up the middle. Horner jumps and throws. Bush the pick. Ow!
What a play at first by Murakami.
Yeah, that's going to have to be a ring the bell.
Pretty fancy here by Swanson. Crawford can really scoot going down that first baseline. This is not an easy play at all.
It is caught in right field by Johnston.
Bogarts fires and he gets it.
What a great play.
There's a throw down to second, and they got him.
Perdomo knocks it down and saves a run.
5-4-3 double play.
He shows his hand speed right here.
Back on it goes Duran. On the run, he dives and makes a spectacular play.
I mean, full extension in the very end of the glove. If this ball's 2 inches further, it's a double.
Hot shot back up the middle, flagged by Lee. On his feet, throws to first, and Brooks Lee with maybe his finest defensive play of the year.
Diving snag by Young with the backhand. They convert and get the speedy Griffin. What a play by Young.
Takes them out. I wonder, and you know these umpires certainly better than I do and better than most, has to be exciting if you know you've got the plate on a day with Taj Bradley and George Kirby, because these two guys have been filling up the zone this year.
Yeah, I think it makes it for a little bit easier for that umpire knowing that you've got a guy out there. I think it's more the hard throwers that are wild a little bit, because then you'll see those umpires kind of flinch a little bit, balls in the dirt. But with these guys here on the mound, it should be pretty easy for the home plate umpire. And it's a young one, Dexter Kelly, behind the plate. So we'll see how he grades out as the game goes along.
Taj gave up those 4 home runs in Tampa Bay, the first 4 he's given up all season long. He's facing Crawford, Raleigh, and Rodriguez here in the first. This Mariner bunch has won 7 of their last 10 games. And in that span, they're averaging better than 5 runs a game. Certainly had the late offensive explosion last night, and it's really been keyed by the guys at the top of the order. And then Cole Young in the number 8 spot has been cleaning up a lot of base runners as well. He's driven in a run in 5 straight games. Twins wear the home navy blue, Twins in white across the front, red numerals, white pants, dark hats. And the Mariners today wear that northwest green jersey with the gray pants. We've said it for a year, Danny, top to bottom, the Mariners, different uniform, their whole suite of uniforms, they're all first class.
Yeah, they are. They've, I think a lot of clubs, it's a good selling product in the pro shops. A lot of fans, you see in the ballpark, love to kind of buy a jersey that either with their favorite player on the back, but also the turnover with the different styles that clubs come out with every other year.
Yeah, this is a good look here as Crawford digs in and paws away at the dirt. J.P. Crawford against Taj Bradley, 2 for 8 in his career, bats left-handed, and Crawford will lead things off. He scored a run last night. He was 1 for 4. Watches a first pitch high, and we are underway. 1 ball and no strikes on a sunny afternoon in downtown Minneapolis. Crawford slightly open in his stance from the left-handed batter's box. Lewis is off the line, even with the bag at third base. Crawford swings and misses, and the count is 1-1. That's a good fastball from Taj Bradley at 95. Twins straight up in the outfield. Crowd still trickling in here, sneaking away from work or school as a shot towards shortstop, and it's going to be caught out of the air by Brooks Lee. Pulls that one up off the dirt, and it's a line drive out number 1 off the bat of J.P. Crawford. Had a little knuckle to it, and Brooks played it beautifully. So there's one away for Raleigh.
Yeah, he wasn't sure if the second base umpire was going to rule that he caught it. Kind of took a half a step to first base, but then looked at the umpire and said, hey, I caught that. And he raised that right hand.
That's Gabe Morales out at second base. Here's Raleigh, had his homer streak snapped yesterday. Pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes. Had homered in 3 in a row. Cal catching again today. 2 for 4 against Taj. Career, both of his hits are home runs. This pitch stands him up a little bit for a strike, and the count is 1-1. That's that good splitter action, Danny. It kind of stood Raleigh up, and then that ball just dove down across the plate.
That's his bread and butter pitch right there. He can throw it for a strike.
1-1 is high, and the count 2 balls and a strike to Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh, left-handed batter's box switch hitter, most of his power from the left side this year. And he takes wide. It's 3-1. You don't want to fall behind Raleigh. We mentioned the numbers night 1 of this series. OPS nearly 1,200 when he's ahead in the count. And when he's behind in the count, he only has 3 hits all year. Dexter Kelly comes out, and usually he's out in front of home plate. He's between Jeffers and the plate, and he's digging away some detritus there behind the plate in the box. Now we're cleared for takeoff, and the 3-1 swung through, and the count is 3-2. Saw Doug Eddings stomping around in that area of the plate last night a lot as well. A full count pitch to Raleigh. We are just underway. Top of the first, and he swings and fouls off his hand, and it's 3-2 still.
Yeah, that's all about doing some patchwork there between the catcher and home plate. Balls in the dirt. The umpires do it to protect themselves so they get a clean hop to the catcher to where if it hits a little divot, it might react differently.
That's a great point. 3-2 is low, and that's ball 4. So Raleigh earns a walk, and Bradley puts a man aboard for the red-hot Julio Rodriguez. And Rodriguez last night, 3 doubles in the game, his last 3 at-bats, and boy, none of them were soft, nothing cheap about any of them. He's the 4th youngest Mariner to hit 3 doubles in a game. Alvin Davis, Kyle Seager, Ray Quinones, the only 3 that were younger to do it. Twins play for a double play, and Rodriguez hits one towards third. It's a foul ball. Royce picks it up in foul ground and threw it to Keyshaw, but he'll have to head back to his defensive spot as Rodriguez never dropped the bat, heads back into the right-handed box. When I was a kid, we would get, in my hometown, these little traveling carnivals, you know, where they come in on the freeway and they unpack and they kind of bolt the stuff together. And you could do the thing where you throw the pitch and that you have to match your speed and you can win a batting helmet. And I had an Alvin Davis batting helmet. The pitch is high, it's 1-1.
So you're telling the listeners that you matched your pitching speed.
Yeah, it wasn't a high velocity. It was not a high velocity. I was about 11. And I was so excited because it was the old Mariner logo, the royal blue with that kind of the trident on it. Pitch in for a strike here, and it's 1-2. And I'd wear it around. Now, nobody looks cool in one of those plastic batting helmets. And they had, the liner where
the plastic liner inside, you can adjust it.
Adjust the size. And I thought I was cool. I did not have an Alvin Davis mustache, but I loved that Mariner helmet. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up. Foul territory, first base side. Clemens, glasses on, over to the wall. And that one's about 15 rows deep. Stays 1-2. Worst part about those batting helmets was, as a kid, you think they actually can protect you. And then you put it on, and maybe you take one to the coconut. Nah, not a whole lot of protection built in there. 1-2 pitch. Swung on a missed. He struck him out. A good curveball from Taj Bradley. And Rodriguez is the inning's second out. First strikeout for Bradley. And they got him in kind of a different fashion than we're used to. We see him blow fastballs, and we see him with the splitter, but that was a timely execution of that breaking ball.
Well, you talk about the 3 doubles that Rodriguez hit last night. They were all off bad pitches. Balls that were out over the plate. That one there, he dropped that one in the dirt.
Well, here's Josh Naylor. Naylor smashed a homer last night. Threw his bat in the air as a ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes, much to the chagrin of some. Naylor's teammates certainly spurred on by it. Taps the plate. Look over at first base. Raleigh, a very short lead. Clemens holds him. Pitch to Naylor is down and in again, and the count 2-0. Josh tied the game with a line drive to left field in a 2-out situation to score Rodriguez, and then put the game out of reach. Bradley sets. Out of the plate. And this one hit high in the air, popped up on the infield. Jeffers loses the headgear. Lewis is there, calls off Jeffers and makes the catch. Royce Lewis just into fair territory, retires Josh Naylor. And that's the end of the top half of the first. So no runs, no hits.
The name of the business is Legacy Catering. We all were talking about how Mom taught us all how to cook. She was a cook at the public school system for ages. So we all started to cook with her, so we decided, to do the business, so we went to figure out what we're gonna call it. So we said, let's cook in honor of, our mother, so that's where Legacy came in. And just remember that Legacy Catering is about people, and this is what barbecuing is all about, and this is why we love it.
Tying run at first, winning run at the plate. Lined into right field. Jack Cuss, they're going to send him. No, they stop him. And Cuss falls down. And he's in a rundown. Aaron Boone.
There's nobody at home plate. And Jack Cuss lost his footing. Nobody was at home. Unbelievable.
Here's the 1-0 to Junior. And he swings, and it's a high fly ball deep into left center field. And there it is. Home run number 1 for Bobby Witt Jr., and it was a no-doubter. So Bobby went 27 games this year, 34 games going back to last year without a triple or a home run, and today he has accomplished both in back-to-back at-bats. And now I would say to the rest of the league, look out.
Defense much improved as well this year, so he's really putting it together.
He's just a good all-around player. He makes players around him a little bit better. In fact, that he's got Terry Francona as a manager, and who better to handle those kind of players that, like a De La Cruz, that was young, raw, and turning him into an elite player.
I go back to Jose Ramirez. Now, he wasn't the super prospect that De La Cruz was, but when he came up, a couple of issues early, and with Francona, boy, he just turned himself flat out into one of the best players in all of baseball. Byron Buxton's going to lead off, facing George Kirby. Kirby from Rye, New York. He pitched at Elon College. He is a strike-throwing robot. He throws a ton of strikes. Four-seamer, about 39% of the time. And he can heat it up there 97, 98 miles an hour. Buxton awaits, and the first pitch is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. That was the sinker at 96. So it's four-seamer, then slider, and then sinker, curve, and the occasional changeup. But as we spoke with Derek Shelton, doesn't mean the lefties won't see a steady diet of changeups today. Buxton takes a sweeper for a strike, and the count is going to be 1-1. Sweeper doesn't even make the list. And that's why, again, as we talked with Shelty, you can't just rely on the numbers. 1-1 swung through, four-seamer there, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, a lot of it has to do with location, Chris, and you talk about all the good pitches that he has. The one pitch he has to all of them is his location, be able to locate those pitches.
The 1-2. Swung on a missed, and Byron is out for out number 1. A strikeout from Kirby. He got him with a sweeper. So a couple of sweepers, and Buxton heads back to the dugout, and now here it is. It's Larnach. Very interesting to see if he sees changeups today from Kirby. We saw Gilbert throw changeups in situations where historically this year he hadn't, but the Twins have struggled with that pitch, and Larnach is no exception. He did hammer a changeup for a double yesterday, and Larnach takes a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Larnach's line drive percentage is way up. Kirby, though, his line drive percentage allowed way down. This one off the end of the bat, 1-1. And that's one of the big deals for Kirby this year, is those line drives from a year ago have turned into ground balls, and those ground balls are regularly turning into outs. Ball and a strike to Larnach. They play him to pull, and he pulls sharply foul up the first base line. 1-2. Larnach does own a home run against Kirby in his career. Kirby, a long, lanky right-hander. Breathes on his hand. Now steps onto the pitching plate. Shoulders are square to home plate. Glove right in the middle of his jersey. Now turns to the side and delivers. And it's swung on and lined back up the middle over the head of a leaping Crawford for a base hit. Trevor Larnach has started 20 games this year, and he has reached base safely in all 20, including 15 in a row. First hit of the game for Minnesota. Larnach's at first base, and Bell will be the hitter, and that was a sweeper. He was able to redirect that ball, knuckling over the top of a leaping Crawford. Here's Bell. Of all the Twins in the lineup today, Bell has the best history with Kirby. 4 for 7 with 2 homers. And this is a battle of strength on strength. Something has to give as a ball wide. Kirby, as Gino mentioned, doesn't give up a lot of balls pulled in the air, and Josh Bell has the highest rate of his career pulling the ball in the air. One ball, no strikes. Larnach at first, and a tapper off the foot of Bell, and it skips up the first base line, 1-1. Crawford edges near the bag at second. Young is pretty much straight up at second base. Looking for a double play off the bat of Bell.
Base by Larnach. Here's the pitch. Swung on, skied right field. Raley has to race in. Young is going back. Now Young's going to call for it in short right field. He'll make the catch with one hand. Larnach retreats back to first base. There's 2 away.
You go back to that last start as well in St. Louis. He only threw 81 pitches. And you're looking at that thinking, well, he could have easily rolled into the 7th. But I asked Dan Wilson about that. He said, look, we had the fresh bullpen. You had Brash, Spire, Munoz, everyone lined up, ready to pitch. So he decided to go in that situation in a close game, deploy that bullpen.
Bullpen has nails on this trip. Here's the pitch to Jeffers. Swung on. That is skied right field. Raley over, has plenty of space. He leans over, makes the catch as he steps onto the side track. And that is it for Minnesota in the first. So pretty easy first inning for George Kirby. We move to the second. Mariners.
You've got to be very careful where you're going because you might not get there. But how exactly can you go from a yogi to a king to perfectos, the old professor, and pint talk? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, it ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since.
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1998. Beanie Baby Day.
It's not the pitcher that's calling the game, it's the catcher calling what pitch to throw.
The rule was, can't be more than 18 inches of pine tar. Home plate is 17 inches wide. And so he said, well, if it's more than an inch, and it was a lot more than an inch, then it's an illegal bat.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he is. He's out. Yes, Brett is out. Look at this.
Keep it down a little, will you, please?
Okay, Yogi.
Casey Stengel and the other touring ball players met the King of England.
Of course, with my English, we had a little trouble understanding each other.
As Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Randy's going to lead things off for the Mariners in the second inning. No score. Bradley Wines deals. That's upstairs. Missed with a cutter. 1 ball, no strikes. Second inning, no score. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Here's the pitch. He sends that away. 2 balls, no strikes. Randy's been excellent this year and on base near 390 this season. The 2-0. Upstairs, nearly got him in the helmet. That goes all the way to the backstop, so 3 balls and no strikes on Randy.
This ball about a foot over his head. Again, we're talking 96 to 98 with that heater. So
Bradley Wines delivers, and he pours that over for first strike, so he's back in the count, 3-1. Taj Bradley and Randy were former teammates in Tampa Bay. The 3-1 swung on, rattled foul. In fact, Bradley teammates with Arozarena and Luke Raley, who's on deck in Tampa. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bradley Wines. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul back again. 97 on the 4-seam.
We're talking about this in the pregame. Randy having a sneaky good month of April to kick off this year. WRC plus around just under 130. He's kind of sandwiched between, you know, Cole Young, the bottom of that lineup, and that middle of the lineup.
The 3-2 swung on a charge and a couple ops to Lewis, the third baseman, scoops it up, fires a little low to first, but Clemens has it. That's the out. There's one away.
Now, you know, we've spent so much time talking about, obviously, the first half of the month with Julio, Cal, and Josh Naylor, and then, of course, Cole Young and some of the production from the bottom. But Randy's kind of in between there, and he's having a really nice start to the season.
He really is. You mentioned Cole Young, too, as we take a look at our Men of Steel report, brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Luke Raley batting here. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Be Raley, Canzone, then Young. Men of Steel report brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Visit steelusa.com or your local Steel dealers today. Here's the 0-1. Strike right at the top of the zone. Cole Young on this trip, 9 for 18. 5 RBIs. He's driven in runs in 5 straight. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, foul just off the end of the bat. Stays alive. Young in an excellent groove. Had 3 hits last night, including the go-ahead RBI. And a 1-1 game broke the tie late, and then the Mariners poured it on late to grab the 7-1 win. It was a close game throughout. Here's the 0-2. Up and away. Mariners wouldn't mind the same sort of strategy. It was a tied game and then a bullpen battle after Ryan and Gilbert were gone. They wouldn't mind the same sort of thing. Keep it close, win it in the pen. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Second strikeout for Bradley. Quickly, there's 2 away. Mariners have the advantage in the bullpen, and with an off day tomorrow, they can unleash it kind of however they want. As Canzone stands in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Within reason, of course.
Yeah.
But with the blowout in game 1 of this series and an off day tomorrow, they have some flexibility. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm curious too. Again, just talking about, you know, with George Kirby's last outing going 81 pitches. I think obviously the timing has to work out too. How you look in those, you know, final innings, especially as your pitch count's starting to get up there. But look, if George Kirby is cruising,
the 0-2 bounced in, not close.
And we saw this at the beginning of the season, getting into the 8th inning a couple of times in a row. Yeah, for no reason at all. This is the kind of matchup against the Twins where they're going to be in swing mode, especially as at bat number 2, at bat number 3 comes along. Get some sneaky, quick outs.
Here's the 1-2 to Dom. Swung on and missed. Got him on the split. Third strikeout for Bradley. He breezes 1-2-3 here in the second inning. He's retired 5 in a row.
Wood on the run, dives. Oh, what a catch by James Wood! Reaches up over the fence and caught it. He didn't even have to jump.
Still able to make the play. That was not routine.
Picked on one hop by Bohm, gets to his feet, throws across the diamond in time. A heck of a play by Alec Bohm. There's Lindor to cut it off and throw him out. Oh. Cedon is Spider-Man, and there's one away.
My God.
That's a Gold Glove play, man. Harper's on the run toward foul territory. Makes the catch. What a play. That is an outstanding play by Bryce Harper. Reaches up and he makes the catch. And
To get that out at second base, that is just unbelievable.
Jimenez is not even in your screen right there, so it's just a little bit of a lead him to the bag.
What a play by Vargas. Caught out at second by Ernie Clement.
Bounces it across to get the out.
Made some really good plays at third base tonight.
And a diving catch by Pereira.
He's done it again.
Schlittler, 25 years old. He spent the season until June in Double-A last year, then moved up to Triple-A, and he was called up to the Yankees on July 9th, and what a difference he made. Swing and a miss. Gets him on the sinker. Swing and a miss. That's the sinker. 4 strikeouts in a row, 8 on the game.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Listening to the game and make this season legendary. Your new favorite road trip. Legends Casino Hotel, within winning distance.
Cody Clemens going to lead off the second inning for Minnesota. Mariners and Twins, no score. Here comes the pitch from George. And he sends it over for a strike right on the corner. Cody Clemens, his dad, of course, Roger Clemens. Today is a big day in the Clemens family. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on, fouled off, first base side. It was 40 years ago today that Roger Clemens struck out 20 batters, became the first pitcher to do that. It was against the Seattle Mariners at Fenway Park. Kirby into the wind. Here comes the 0-2. That bounces up, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Funny, it was a game where the Mariners were winning into the bottom of the 7th inning. They were winning 1-0. Gorman Thomas hit a solo home run against Clemens as he's punching out everybody. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on line drive, left field base hit. So Clemens aboard. A leadoff single here in the second inning. But then the Red Sox scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Dwight Evans hit a home run off Mike Moore, who pitched well. So Clemens went the distance. 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, 20 strikeouts on 138 pitches.
I was about to ask, what's the pitch
in April?
I love it. That's how we used to do it back in the day,
yeah.
Gary.
Well, Clemens did. Here's Keishel, the pitch. He sends it over for a strike, gets ahead.
I will say, though, when I first got to the big leagues, it was like, if you didn't throw 100 pitches, everyone was like, dude, what's wrong with it? Like, what's going on? Why was it cut short?
Here's the 0-1. Swung on foul back. They nearly got a piece of the on-deck hitter.
Or if you went 5 innings, oh, man.
Yeah.
People looking at you like, come on, let's go.
You're not throwing 138. It was a small crowd at Fenway that night, 13,000. Here's the 0-2 upstairs, although I'm assuming 100,000 said they were there. The Celtics were playing the Hawks in a playoff game that same night. Larry Bird, Dominique Wilkins were going at it. Wow. Larry Bird went for 36 points on the night. Here's the 1-2. That misses upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, runner at first base, no score, second inning. Kirby, glove at the chest, set. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, foul back. Wallner, the on-deck hitter. The on-deck circle is right outside the Twins dugout. He's moving over about as far left as you can possibly do. He's nearly behind. He's almost behind.
Doing Randy.
Yeah, the plate. Really trying to time up George, but putting himself at a little risk, I would say. There's not a lot of room behind home plate here in Minnesota. It's pretty close from home plate to the backstop. So he's very close as he's standing there. That's the cleats you hear kind of walking around. He's right near the mic behind home plate. Here's the 2-2. Down low. Missed on a changeup. 3 balls, 2 strikes. With Clemens at first base.
138 pitches. So I was just looking back. The most I ever threw was 116. I did it twice, actually.
Wow, that's still not bad.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of 115s, 113s. But that felt like, man, felt like 200. I couldn't imagine 138. Unreal.
Throw to first. Clemens dives back safely.
Yeah, Rogers' kids, Kobe, Corey, Casey, and Cody. They're all start with the letter K. You can figure that out.
Clemens takes off the pitch, a ground ball to shortstop. He's going to be safe at second. JP scoops it up, throws to first to get the out. So him running, saved a double play. There's one away.
That looked like it would have been that tailor-made double play, but Clemens off with the pitch. You just get that feeling, though, as these innings go along and George just fills up the strike zone like he does. It's nothing new. The swing rate's going to go up. It's some quick outs.
Here's Wallner. Runner at second base now. The pitch. Swung on, chopped foul. What's wild is Clemens, 10 years later, struck out 20 again.
Wow.
Again in a Red Sox uniform, this time against the Tigers. No balls a strike. Kirby looks at second. Here's the pitch. That misses high. The second time he did it, oh, you're going to love this. 9 innings, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, 20 strikeouts, 151 pitches.
Whoa.
Here comes the 1-1. A check swing. It hit the bat, goes to the backstop. So Kirby in the driver's seat, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kirby set. He delivers 1-2. No, time taken. Taken by Wallner. Steps out. Starting right fielder looking for his groove. 22 home runs last year. Just batting 172 to start this season. Open stance from the left side against Kirby. Here's the 1-2. Misses. Down low, a sweeper. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm just looking up some of these pitch totals in his career. He did pitch, 2001, 145 pitches, 7 innings, gave up 5 earned runs against the Mariners. Just look at some of these hefty pitch totals.
The 2-2. Swung on and missed. He gets the strikeout. And there's 2 away. Let's pause for station identification on the Mariners Radio Network. So Kirby trying to strand a runner at second. Here's Brooks Lee, the shortstop. Also left-handed hitter. The pitch to him. He sends it outside for a ball. Lee batting .242 to start the year. 5 home runs this season. Twins 0 for 10 last night with runners in scoring position. Here comes the offer. Misses outside. They're really good in the first 19 games this season. They had a good start to the season. They batted over 300 with runners in scoring position. It hasn't been the same though the last 10. Batting under 200. Kirby at 30 pitches, 2 balls, no strikes. He deals. Swung on and missed. Runner at second base, second inning, no score. George, his past 4 games, he's given the Mariners a ton of innings. The 2-1. Swung on, slap back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Past 4 games, 27 innings, basically 7 innings every time he goes out. Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. George ready. Here comes his pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul territory. That's going to slice into the crowd. Out of play. Twins 13 and 17 on the season. Mariners a game below 500 coming into this one. 15 and 16 overall. Trying to get to that 500 mark. Here's the 2-2. A check swing. Did he go? Did not. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cal smothered it. Cal's wearing his Northwest green catcher's gear. Got the platinum glove patch on the Northwest green chest protector. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him. Good changeup. 3rd strikeout for George Kirby. He strands a runner at second base, and Minnesota scoreless in the second.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
2 down in the 3rd for Drake Baldwin. Baldwin lifts it deep out to right center. And it is gone. Drake Baldwin strikes yet again. And it's 4-2. His 6th home run, another one with 2 strikes. 5 of his 6 home runs this season have come with 2 strikes in the count. And right when the other pitchers think they got him, Drake pounces on those pitchers. And this time, he teaches Foster Griffin how much power he has. 4-2 game.
Reynolds backing up on this ball and misplays it.
Well, I don't know what happened to Reynolds here. He badly misjudged that ball. He moved back.
That's outstanding.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, Garrett. That's a lot of work.
Adames lost the bat and nearly took out Luis Ariza in the on-deck circle in so doing.
That's great. The umpire comes in, no catch, no catch. Camaro's like, sure I did. See? That's great. 22-year-old having fun.
First pitch to Cole Young is in there. Bradley gets ahead. No balls and a strike. Cole Young has had a great road trip. 9 for 18 on this trip. Here's the pitch to him. A splitter that's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Young batting nearly 280 on the season now. 3 home runs. He's driven in a run in 5 straight. An excellent first month. The 1-1. Swung on, tagged, right field, hit well. Wallner back, he's at the track, he's at the wall, and he makes the catch as he crashes into the wall. He takes away extra bases from Cole Young. That's the first out here in the 3rd.
Yeah, deep part of that outfield into that right center gap. Dealing with some shadows as well as just coming up against the wall. Just making the catch. Cole Young, I know it's an out, but again, just stinging baseballs.
Everything he's hitting seemingly has been hit hard. There's another hard hit ball. Here's Will Wilson getting the start at 3rd. First pitch swinging, drives it to left. Larnach, a couple steps back, reaches up, makes the catch. There's 2 away. Come see why everyone visits Sandberg Volvo Cars in Linwood, the only Excellence Award winner in the entire Northwest. State-of-the-art dealership, amazing selection of new and pre-owned Volvos. And because you'll come in as a friend and leave as family, Sandberg Volvo Cars in Linwood and SandbergVolvoCars.com. Here's JP, the pitch. He watches that all the way in after just a couple of quick outs. JP taking a little bit of time to give Kirby a breather at least. So veteran play. Here comes the 40th pitch from Bradley. Swung on, driven right field towards the big wall. Wallner back, warning track wall. It is gone. Goodbye, J.P. Crawford. Over the big wall in right, he gives the Mariners the lead. J.P. a solo smash. The Mariners on top, 1-0.
They got a curveball, get out in front of that pitch, hit into that overhang out there in right field. Look, JP, he's been struggling a little bit this road trip to get the hits. In the last 5 games of this road trip, hitting just over 100, just the 2 hits, a couple singles.
Here's Cal
on the board here.
The pitch. Game. Up and in. Oh, you're right. Good to see JP. Here comes the 1-0. Little check swing right back at Bradley. Scoops it up with both hands. Lob toss to first, and that barely gets there in time to get Cal Raleigh. So the Mariners down in the 3rd, but they get one. J.P. Crawford, a solo homer. We'll move along to the bottom of the 3rd. Mariners 1, Twins 0. Here we Cannons Bank score.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards. Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
Getting traded to Boston from Chicago. You see here the traditional jersey. I love a road jersey because it says where you're from, and this is simple, clean, and cool. And then you see this patch right here. This is from the 2013 postseason run, which was unlike anything I had ever been a part of, to punch through and hoist that trophy. Boston strong forever, baby.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Required. Terms and conditions apply, subject to credit approval.
On May 2nd, the Mariners are retiring Randy Johnson's number 51. Be on hand for the special pregame ceremony presented by T-Mobile, honoring the legendary big unit as his number is immortalized at T-Mobile Park. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Mariners have a 1-0 lead thanks to J.P. Crawford. George Kirby will face Royce Lewis to lead off the 3rd inning. 9th hitter in the order for Minnesota, right-handed hitter. Kirby steps into the pitch. Here it is. Swung on a broken bat, pop up behind home plate. Cal throws away the mask. He's near the dugout, makes the catch. There's one out. Nice play by Cal. Everyone knows a teacher worth celebrating. You can help us honor 24 of them with a $500 classroom grant through the WSECU Teacher of the Week program. For complete rules to submit your nomination, just go to mynorthwest.com/teacher. Here's Buxton.
We're talking about George Kirby and getting some of those quick outs. He's top 5 in pitches per inning.
Here's the pitch, and that is in on the inside corner for a strike. He gets ahead.
You know, I always look at that and see how efficient guys are, but guess who number 3 is? Brian Wu, sneaking up in there.
Okay.
Guys have been really aggressive against him.
Here's the offer. Swung on, fouled away. Well, partly that's, we've seen both Kirby and Wu go deep, throw a lot of innings, and that could be how you do it.
Yeah, he's on just over 13 pitches per inning, which is insanely good. And that's George Kirby. And then 6th in pitches per at-bat or plate appearance.
Here's the 0-2. Swung on, hit hard to the left side, past the diver Wilson, into left field. It's a base hit. So Buxton aboard with 1 out. The Mariners rotation 2nd in baseball at innings pitched.
Yeah, Yeah, it just makes it. We always talk about, oh, he barely broke a sweat or he's getting quick outs. And the big reason why is if you fill up the strike zone, you're going to get more of that commitment from the swing. When you do that, then all of a sudden you control the tempo, you control what pitch and what count so much more, as opposed to if you're going 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2. Makes it so much tougher. You're getting yourself into a situation where the hitter is determining the tempo and determining what happens in that at-bat.
First pitch, Alarnik is swung on and missed. So Kirby ahead, no balls to strike. He's at 40 pitches now. Buxton at first base, has 1 steal on the year. He's the tying run. Kirby set, he deals. Swung on, softly hit to the right side, scooped up. Cole Young flips to JP for 1. On to first base, it's high. Naylor makes the catch, applies the tag. It's a double play. Great play by Josh Naylor on a wide throw, but applied the tag, and that is the inning. We'll see if Minnesota wants to challenge. Derek Shelton has his hand up in the dugout, so we're going to wait this one out just to see. But I think he got him, and so does Derek Shelton. That's it for Minnesota in the third. A double play to end the frame. Mariners lead 1-0.
How does one of baseball's most celebrated plays connect to one of baseball's most notorious curses? Through a cross-country move, an earthquake, and the Men of Steel? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
But let me touch it for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from, like, the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals, and they'd be too expensive again to maintain. It would put them into financial ruin.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these, though.
So these are Ty Cobb's
And these
cleats?
are Ty Cobb's.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes him special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going. Safe.
You know what they say? One great play deserves another.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Here's Julio. One swing of the bat has made the difference today so far. JP Crawford a solo homer. 1-0 Mariners. Bradley kicks, deals. Sends it upstairs. Julio struck out his first time. The pitch to him. Swung on, chopped, third base side, rolling slow near the bag at third base, scooped up by Lewis. He's got no play. Julio easily beats it out, an infield base hit. Lewis at the last moment could tell that ball was going to stay fair. Tried desperately as he scooped it up to make the play, but no chance. So the Mariners back in business. Runners at first, a runner at first with nobody down. Here's Naylor. He popped up to third his first time. Julio steps off a nice lead at first base. The pitch. It's over for a strike. Bradley climbing towards 50 pitches. Mariners 1 run, 2 hits. Twins no runs on 3. Sunshine out here in Minnesota. The 0-1. Misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Temperatures just above 50 degrees. Naylor's sleeveless. He usually is. Here's the 1-1. A four seam that was just a touch low. That could have gone either way. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jeffers, the catcher, He's been very active on challenges this year. One of the leaders in total challenges this season. Did not challenge that one though, so 2 balls and 1 strike. Bradley takes a tug at the Navy cap, chewing some bubble gum. He twists around, he looks at Julio. Julio takes an extra step. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Big rip and a splitter. Naylor made a really nice play just a moment ago to end last inning on a double play. That save of the game brought to you by BECU. It's always a good time to save. Learn more about the BECU Early Saver account at becu.org/earlysaver. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, popped up. Jeffers off with the mask, foul territory down the line, and he makes the catch leaning back. Naylor pops up for the second time. There's 1 away.
I'm wondering if Julio at some point is going to take off here. Jeffers isn't great at throwing runners out. You see how aggressive they've been in this road trip.
Here's Randy. 2 hits last night, also drew a walk, scored a run. This will be pitch number 50 for Bradley. The pitch. Up and in, twists out of the way.
Now the infield is playing him. They've shifted him around to pull. Talking about Randy getting that ball into right field. There's a huge hole between second and first base right now.
The 1-0. Swung on, fouled off first base side. Kind of looked like he was trying to go that way just there.
Yeah. Pitching Randy in a little bit, fair enough, but you got first baseman Clemens holding Julio on down there, so he can't really get off the bag, and then second baseman Keishel's playing right behind the bag.
The 1-1. Check swing, and he goes around. I really don't think the Mariners dugout likes that. You can hear him.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that definitely one. I mean, it wasn't obvious. Definitely one you got to get that second look from that first base umpire.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. A late decision on a curveball. Swings through. Down goes the Rosarena. And there's 2 away. That's the 4th strikeout for Bradley. Here with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth, Luke Raley will bat. This was a similar game to last night. It was a close game for most of it until the Mariners exploded late offensively. Mariners lead here 1-0. Here's the pitch. That's down low. The strength of the Twins is really their rotation. The rotation ERA just outside of the top 10. Their bullpen ERA, though, just outside of the bottom 5. It's a big difference. The Mariners took advantage of that last night after Ryan pitched really well.
He did, yeah.
The 1-0. Swung on, lifted left field. Larnach 1, 2, 3 steps in, waiting for it to drop out of the blue sky. Makes the catch. And the Mariners put away after the leadoff single here in the 4th inning. Move along to the bottom of the 4th. Mariners.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Drive to right field. If it's fair, it's way gone. It hits the top of the foul pole. That's a cruise missile.
It was like a cannon went off. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that in my life.
Oh, what a play by McMahon. Whoa, outstanding. Took a double away. An absolute bullet by IKF.
He's going to have to take Ryan McMahon out for a steak dinner.
First pitch to Naylor. He swings, laces it out of line to left field. Cal Rawlings on his way home. Josh Naylor.
Holy smokes, the Mariners win it 5-4.
Byron on the move. He got there. You bet he did.
Oh, there's about 3 men on the planet who turned that into an out, and the Twins have one of them playing center field.
Show me the Mooney! 5 straight games with a home run. Learn this man's name, because he is something to watch.
Get tickets now at EmeraldQueen.com. Pete Davidson Live.
Josh Bell going to bat for Minnesota to lead off the fourth. Mariners leading 1-0 over the Twins. George Kirby's been excellent so far. He's kept the Twins scoreless. Goes into the motion. His pitch. That misses just below the knees. 1 ball, no strikes. Kirby winds, steals. Right there. A changeup on the edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. Changeup's been good today for Kirby. Steps into the pitch. Missed with a cutter. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hasn't thrown his 4-seam as much today. He's thrown the sweeper more than anything else. The 2-1. Misses low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Sweeper, the 2-seam, the change. Then the 4-seam. George steps into the 3-1. Swung on, smashed on 1 hop, right to Naylor on the back end on the line. He jogs to first base, steps on first. He's taken away extra bases from Josh Bell. 1 away.
I'll tell you what, we talked about how efficient George Kirby's been. That was a 3-1 count. It's very rare, especially this season, with some quick outs, but I think that's the difference too, right? He gets 3-1, and sometimes, you know, with George, we know he doesn't like walking people. He all of a sudden gets to a place where he wants to challenge, get in the middle of the plate, but that was a really well executed pitch. I know Josh Bell hit it hard, but got in on the hands enough. Straight to Josh Naylor for the out.
Here's Jeffers, the pitch. He finds the corner, that's a strike. As we take a look at the Northwest Chevy Equinox scoreboard. The Royals will play tonight. They'll play in Sacramento against the A's. Here's the pitch. A half cut, did he go? He did not. Vinny Pasquantino, their talented first baseman, didn't play yesterday due to lower back tightness. Apparently reports for Kansas City. He's not going to need an IL stint, but may miss a couple games. Of course, the Royals are playing the Mariners this weekend at T-Mobile Park. The 1-1. Swung on, softly hit foul, third base side. That would be a big missing bat if we weren't able to play in that series. So we'll watch that closely. Big series coming up this weekend at T-Mobile Park. 6:45 on Friday. Brian Wu gets the ball for the Mariners. Emerson Hancock on Saturday. Randy Johnson, the ceremony, retiring his number on Saturday. The 1-2 swung on, slash foul into the seats, first base side. And Luis Castillo on Sunday, 1-10 first pitch. Royals, a team you expected to be in the mix in the Central, just hasn't been a great start for Kansas City this year. The 1-2. Swung on, line drive center field. Julio raced it in. He has to wait for it. It's on a hop. And Jeffers has a base hit. Twins have had exactly 1 single in every inning so far. Hasn't hurt Kirby yet. So 1 on, 1 out. Kansas City just 12-17 coming into play today.
Yeah, you look at the Royals too. I mean, they got some, obviously Bobby Witt Jr. having a really good year, hitting just under 290. OPS over 800. Carter Jensen, 850 OPS. Cal Garcia after that really good World Baseball Classic.
Here's Clemens, the pitch to him. Swung on, slapped back to the screen.
That's a big bat. You talked about it, especially too with that lineup. They're more of a, talk about some of these teams that are a little bit more aggressive. Pasquantino has a little bit more of that patient approach, but big bat in the middle of the lineup.
The AL West and AL Central are very, very similar. Here comes the 0-1. Shows bunt, takes the bat back, and it's low for a ball. In that no team has really burst out of the gates. The AL West, there's only 1 team above 500. That's the A's right now. They're just a game above 500. In the Central, no teams are above 500. The Tigers have the best record at 500. The 1-1. Outside. I always feel like sometimes these starts of seasons, context is important. And the context for everyone in the West and Central is no one has sprinted to the start. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kirby deals. This is wide. 3-1 now on Clemens. He homered in the first game of this series. Twins winning the first game 11-4, a rain-soaked affair. Mariners coming back with the win yesterday, now looking for a series win. It's 1-0 M's, bottom of the 4th. J.P. Crawford, a solo homer. The 3-1. Misses upstairs. So after a single, a walk. Runners on first and second with 1 down.
Now, pitch count's in good shape, 56 pitches, but again, these are those moments with George Kirby. All of a sudden, he's got some runners in scoring position, some traffic, just the 1 out. You take that extra breath, just relax and keep executing.
Here's Keishel. Bottom of the 4th, 2 on. The pitch. Swung on, driven to center field. Into the gap, Julio racing over it. In the gap, he's not going to get there. It's a base hit. Raley scoops it up. He throws behind the runner at second base. Tag applied, but not in time. Runners had to hold up on the single, so now the base is jammed with 1 out.
Yeah, that ball wasn't hit hard either. It was just a tough read for Julio. Kind of coming in, probably no way he would have gotten it. Kind of slowed up, made sure it stayed in front of him. He was looking at Luke Raley as well. Kind of slid by the ball. Kind of in no man's land right now.
Here's Wallner. By the way, we'll mention Randy Johnson, the ceremony on Saturday. Don't forget, Friday is 80s jersey night. First 20,000 fans taking home an 80s era jersey. Thanks to T-Mobile. You can get your tickets at Mariners.com for any game of the 3-game set against Kansas City. Mariners on a good roll. They've won 5 of their past 6. Winning so far today 1-0, but this is the toughest spot Kirby has been in today with the bases loaded, 1 out.
And a big spot again. Cal walking out to the mound, knowing George Kirby so well that these are those moments where it can unravel a little bit. As he starts to anchor on some of the at-bats, he's just had the walk and then that little in no man's land base hit into center field. Now he's got the bases loaded. This is where you want that swing and miss though, right? He's been so efficient. Weak contact on the ground. Look, a double play would be nice, but guys hitting 170 in Wallner. Go for the throw right here. Get that swing and miss.
Yeah. Bases loaded, 1 out. Kirby ready. He deals. On the corner. Gets ahead with a sweeper. He struck out Wallner last time. Kirby 3 strikeouts so far. We talked about that ground ball rate. 3rd highest in baseball. That comes into play right now, certainly. Here's the pitch. There it is. Strike, upper rail of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Now what will Kirby go to try and get the strikeout?
Yeah, you hunt that swing and miss right here, opposed to anything else in this at bat. Expand the strikes and get him chasing.
Here comes the 0-2. Missed it upstairs. No chase that time. Went 97 on the 4-seam. That was pitch number 60 for George. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Bases jammed. Mariners up by 1. Time taken.
Wallner just trying to play the guessing game against Kirby. Looked like he froze on a pitch a couple pitches ago, which was kind of out over the middle of the plate, so he's second guessing himself.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. The sweeper in the dirt. Wallner goes fishing. He can't get it. That's the 2nd out here in the 4th inning. Big punch out for George. His 4th of the game.
Yeah, that was huge right there. And again, expanding the strike zone. And look, George Kirby, as good as the breaking ball has been really all season, there is times where it can kind of leak out over the plate, trying to make it too good. Perfectly executed pitch for a huge 2nd out.
Here's Brooks Lee. The pitch to him. Sends it away. Bases loaded, 2 outs now. Lee struck out his first time. Kirby trying to leave the bases loaded, protecting a 1-run lead. Ball behind his back, set at the chest. Here comes the 1-0. Swung on, rattled foul. That's going to trickle near the Twins' first base dugout. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kirby rubs a wrinkle into the baseball. Climbs back onto the hill. From the stretch with the bases jammed. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, hit high, deep right field towards the line, twisting foul. Off the limestone, just to the right of the foul pole. I probably would have cleared the bases had it stayed fair. Instead, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Man, just outside of that foul pole right there. That was a cutter. Left up out over the middle of the plate. See if you can bury this breaking ball again, get that swing and miss.
Kirby set from the chest. Here's the 1-2. That's low. It gets away from Cal, but not too far. Cal tracks it down. Jeffers can't go anywhere at third base. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. George set. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, softly hit right field. Raley charging in. He's not going to get there. It's a hit. Jeffers scores from third. Here comes Clemens around third base. He's going to score, and the Twins have taken the lead. Brooks Lee, a bloop, 2 RBI base hit. It's 2-1 Minnesota.
Again, change up. He's trying to get that down and away. Middle of the plate. Lands in front of Luke Raley. All of a sudden, the Twins take the lead.
Twins have had a couple of those this inning. Here's Lewis. So Minnesota, their first lead of the day. 2-1, bottom of the 4th. Kirby delivers. Fouled off behind home plate, out of play.
Yeah, look, it wasn't the hardest contact either. It's just, again, we talk about with George just having the ability to expand the strikes and get out of the middle of the plate and get some chase.
Here's the 0-1. That's in there. So he's ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. He's climbing towards 70 pitches here in the 4th. It's now 2-1 Minnesota, your Mechanics Bank score. Here's the offer from George. Swung on, hit well, left center field. Julio racing over. Arozarena there. Who's going to take it? It's Julio cutting front of Randy, makes the catch. And that brings an end to the 4th inning. Damage done. Twins get a couple runs here in the 4th. We'll move along to the 5th. Now.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Here we are, Arlington, Texas. This is the Graham Slam Burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli, or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
Gotta get yourself ready. Yes, there are hugs, and then there's that.
Now, what is that?
What is the purpose of that?
It's an anemometer. It measures wind speed.
So that's good.
But it looks like a fidget spinner.
Meanwhile, on the Cove, it just looks like too much fun.
It was so routine, he took his eye off.
You got to come up with this play. You got to. You're right there. You had 2 hands. He looked it in. Oh.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the ultimate mystery player challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play, only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
The Mariners trailing now 2-1. Fifth inning. Dom Canzone will start off for the Mariners. Here's Bradley. Deals. Finds the corner. Gets ahead. Bradley been pretty efficient. 56 pitches. So he still has plenty of room here. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled back to the netting. As we take a look at the Northwest Chevy Equinox scoreboard. Not much action going on right now. There is a game happening in Chicago. The Angels there. It's a 1-1 game between the Mariners and White Sox. Mariners. The Angels and White Sox in the 6th inning. Here's the 0-2. Inside. A couple of interesting notes from that one. Jared Kelenic has been called up for the White Sox. And Yusei Kikuchi, the starter for the Angels, has left in the 2nd inning with shoulder tightness. Here's the pitch. And it was a ball being challenged by Jeffers, the catcher. If it's a strike, it's going to be a punch out of Canzone. We'll see. Yeah, it's a strike. So Dom punched out on ABS. That's the 5th strikeout for Bradley. One away here in the 5th. So that's bad news for Kikuchi and the Angels.
Yeah.
Cole Young batting. Here's the offer to him. That's in there for a strike. Cole has some good memories here at Target Field. When he was 10 years old. Here's the pitch to him. Swung on, slash foul, out of play. He won a pitch hit and run contest. It was one of those things that was regional, and then he went to different places and kept competing, and he kept winning, and he won. And the prize was he got to shag here. The All-Star game was in 2014 here at Target Field. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, popped up, left field. Larnach over near the line, makes the catch. That's the 2nd out.
Do they still do that?
I don't know if they still do, but he was here shagging at Target Field for the home run derby.
Funny.
And he said when Giancarlo Stanton was batting, and he's in left field, and Stanton has just hit 120 mile per hour lasers. He said he was honestly terrified.
I bet.
Here's the pitch to Wilson. Tried to hold a swing, couldn't do it. It's a strike.
Because,
can you imagine?
Yeah, because every time you watch the home run derby, there's this little kids running around out there, and I guess it's the same little Cole Youngs.
Yeah,
it's dangerous.
Little Cole Youngs. Yeah, just running around.
Little future first rounders.
Here's the 0-1. That's outside. Part of that story too, there was also kind of an international home run derby that took place at the same time. During the event. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, popped up, out of play. Josh Naylor was here as a 14-year-old participating in that. So Josh Naylor and Cole Young were both here at the same time on this field during the All-Star game.
Wow.
Small world, right?
Representing Canada.
Here's the pitch.
Sure.
And it's low to Wilson. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wilson. 2 outs, 5th inning, 2-1 Minnesota.
I wonder if they know that fact.
They do now.
They do. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to you and
everyone's trying to find video of it now, but
gotcha.
It has to exist somewhere. Here comes the 2-2. Tried to hold a swing, couldn't do it. Wilson punched out, and Bradley, he cuts through the Mariners 1-2-3 in the 5th inning. A 6th strikeout. He's pitching really well. 2-1.
Here's Schwarber. Schwarber grounded out his first time up. That ball's crushed deep to right field. Hernandez doesn't even move. It is long gone. It's off the roof of the pavilion in right field. Kyle Schwarber, his first postseason home run of the year. It's his 22nd of his career. And with a lightning strike, the Phillies tie it up at 1.
Well, I would say Kyle's second time through, I like the approach.
Wow. Well, the first home run for the Phils this postseason.
I remember the first series I had, the first home run I hit was a grand slam against Seattle, which was the team that I had played for the year before. As we know, Cleveland can get a little cold, so we'll wear the dark blue long sleeves. And for some reason, this jersey, I always liked my jersey a little longer. The reasons for it, for a little padding, so when I would slide, I wouldn't get all patched up and roughed up.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And the Mariners. Visit SteelUSA.com to find your nearest Steel dealer.
Byron Buxton going to lead things off for Minnesota in the 5th inning. 2-1 Twins, bottom of the 5th. This will be pitch number 70 for George Kirby. Goes into the motion, deals. Swung on, ground ball right to third base. Wilson scoops it up, fires across the diamond in time to get the out. There's one away.
Well, that helps.
Yeah.
At that lengthy inning, last time well over close to 30 pitches. 28 pitches, actually had 6 pitches in the 3rd inning.
Mariners bullpen starting to move around a little bit, getting loose as they often do. You see Ferrer just sprinting back and forth. The pitch to Larnach. That's over for a strike. Bullpen has been excellent on this trip, especially if you take away the ridiculous first game here and the rain. They've only given up 2 runs on this trip. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed.
Man, that was an absolute slugfest, that second game in St. Louis, where everything was leaving the ballpark.
Mariners bullpen really quieted the Cardinals bats in that game. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Down low. Penn was good again last night. It was a close game up until the Mariners broke it open late. Bizzardo, Spire, Brash, Criswell. They combined for 4 scoreless innings on just 1 hit last night. The 1-2. Down low. Speaking of Spire, I'm starting a Gabe Spire campaign. I hope you join me, Hyphen. Let me give you a little background on this. You know, our home radio booth in Seattle, over time we've kind of been sprucing it up a little bit. Here comes the 2-2 outside. Trying to fill it with some Mariners history. We have some pretty fun Mariners artifacts, like a pair of shoes from Ichiro and Dan Wilson's catcher's mask. We have a lot of great pictures on the wall now. Here comes the 3-2. Swung on, softly hit right side, but it's through for a base hit. It's past the lunge of Cole Young, just in the right spot. So Larnach aboard with 1 out. So I thought it'd be cool to also add kind of a baseball card wall on one side.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and my idea was to have, when like Alvin Davis comes up, like the best players in Mariners history collaged, and like when AD comes up, have him sign the card, you know, that kind of thing. I thought it'd be really cool. So I've been putting this together, and you know, a lot of current Mariners I think are worthy. Here's Josh Bell, including George Kirby, you know, Cal, Logan, go down the list, a ton of them. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled back, and I thought, you know, Gabe Spire would be a great addition as well. So I've been putting this together, and I started looking for a Gabe Spire Mariners card, and I couldn't find one.
Really?
I couldn't find a Gabe Spire Mariners card. So I'm in the clubhouse yesterday. Here comes the 0-1 to Bell. Swung on. That's chopped right to second base. Picked up by Young. Under and tossed to JP for 1. On to first. It's a double play. And that's it for Minnesota in the 5th.
I need to hear this story when we come back.
Continue when we come back. We have time. So that's it for Minnesota.
There's a shot deep to left, way back, kiss it, goodbye, home run for Andre Dawson. It's across the street, and the scramble is on.
And it looked like the mailman got it. Andre Dawson delivering the mail, and the mailman getting the baseball.
And you better not mess with the U.S. mail.
Oh.
This ball's hit deep to left field. Brian Reynolds clears the deck. Wow! Bangs off the facade of the second deck. Anchored down with his first home run. Back-to-back Bucks. 5-0 Pittsburgh.
That's what you want to see from Brian Reynolds. Driving the ball, using the middle of the field, and got that pitch out over the middle of the plate. Fans up there don't usually get home run balls. They almost got one there. And hey, let's do it.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Here's J.P. Crawford, the pitch to him to lead off the sixth. Swung out and missed. J.P. homered in the third, providing the one Mariners run. It's 2-1 Twins. Taj Bradley has pitched really well. 68 pitches. He's kept the Mariners off balance. Here's the 0-1. That's a strike over the corner. So we were talking about Gabe Spire a moment ago. And long story short, I was looking for a Gabe Spire Mariners baseball card, and I couldn't find one. So I saw Gabe in the clubhouse, and I said, hey, I can't find a baseball card of yours with the Mariners. It's like, yeah, one doesn't exist. What? It's like, what? The 0-2. And it's just inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm like, come on. Gabe Spire, who was one of the best relievers in baseball last year, broke onto the scene 3 years ago with the Mariners, had a great year that year. The 1-2. Down low. Team USA. You're telling me that Gabe Spire does not have a baseball card with the Mariners? He has one with the Royals, but he does not have one with the Mariners.
Really?
I couldn't believe it. Here comes the 2-2. Outside. So I told Gabe I'm going to start a campaign to get Topps to produce a Gabe Spire baseball card with the Mariners.
What would be the reason behind that?
I don't know.
Don't they just have pretty much every 40-man roster and just go...
The 3-2 is high, ball 4. I can't answer that question. I don't know. And I don't know what this campaign looks like. It sounds like you're willing to join, though.
Yeah,
that's
for
great.
sure.
So I don't know what this means. I'll probably start with a nicely worded letter to Topps that I'll send. Maybe a Gabe Spire Appreciation Day at the ballpark. Gain some visibility.
That's baffling because, let's say he came on All-Star break last year and just dominated the second half. You're like, well, it's Cal Raleigh, Team USA, and everything. Fair enough.
Here's the pitch to Cal, swung on and missed.
Yeah, fair enough. Gabe Spire, excuse me. All right, Topps hasn't gotten around to it, whatever. But the fact that he's been a Mariner
for a while, that's what surprised me.
Nearly half a decade now.
Yeah. So I'm going to work on this, see what I can do. JP, the tying run at first base. Here's the pitch to Cal. That's down low. And anyone who wants to join me in this endeavor, anyone's welcome. Especially if you know someone at Topps.
Yeah.
Top of the 6th inning.
Cards have made a huge comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes the 1-1. Down low to Cal. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cal, a walk in the first inning.
Were you a big card collector?
Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, me too. Actually, NBA cards, which was weird. Yeah, but baseball, of course. But I remember, mid-90s NBA when it was, you're talking Jordan, Shaq. Used to collect all the cards, go through the, what was it, the Beckett?
Oh, yeah.
Mark off the ones I had.
Here comes the 2-1. High and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. So he's fallen behind a Cal here, who could give the Mariners a lead with 1 swing. JP on first base, leadoff walk. Mariners down 2-1, 6th inning. Here comes the 3-1 to Cal Raleigh. It's a strike, and Cal challenges. He was in the motion of tossing the bat away, and as he did, he tapped the helmet to challenge. And it's a strike. It just touches the corner, the very edge of the baseball in the top corner.
Even Dexter Kelly, the home plate umpire, was kind of hesitant to call that a strike himself.
Wow.
Cal's calling time for good reason, but that just millimeter inside the strike zone. Wow.
Full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's a 1-run game. JP the tying run at first base. See if Cal gets the last laugh here. Bradley set. Here comes the 3-2. Swung on, popped up, that's out of play. 99 on the fastball.
Pitch number 79. By the way, Taj Bradley, look at some of the pitch counts throughout these times. He's only gone less than 99 pitches in one of his outings. Besides that, he's hitting triple digits most of the time.
Here's the 3-2. Swung on, hit well, left field, playable. Larnach over, he's in front of the track. He's there, he makes the catch. And JP retreats back to first base. So the ABS challenge comes into play. That's the first out. Let's pause for station identification on the Mariners Radio Network. Quick meeting at the mound here between Jeffers and Bradley. They're going to talk things over as Julio climbs into the box. 2-1 Twins. This meeting at the mound brought to you by Lexus of Bellevue. Purchase any new or certified Lexus pre-owned vehicle and experience VIP perks like unlimited complimentary car washes. Visit lexusofbellevue.com for details.
Yeah, Jeffers is checking in right there because made a couple mistakes to Cal. Cal obviously flying out to left field, but he's starting to lose a little bit of that command. That's where things can go sideways for Taj Bradley when he starts losing that command.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, smoked, left field. Larnach in, and he makes the catch at the chest, leaning down. A rocket, but for an out. There's 2 away.
I mean, that was a rope into left field. 110 exit velocity off the bat. And that ball was absolutely scorched.
Here's Naylor. The big 3-run home run last night. He could change this game with 1 swing. Tying run at first base.
Big bat flip last night as well.
Yes. Massive bat flip. He knew it off the bat. Here's the pitch. Sails away. Naylor 3 hits last night. Drove in 4. Batting nearly 500 in his last 9 games. He's in a good groove. Here comes the 1-0. In the dirt. Missed with the splitter. 2 balls, no strikes. Mariners trying to get to this Twins bullpen. 83 pitches for Bradley. Bradley set. He delivers 2-0 to Naylor. That's in there right at the knees.
That's that split inside the strike zone. We talked about this coming into this game. The curveball and the split, commanding those 2 pitches. Just made the one mistake to JP Crawford that he hit into the right field seats, but that's really been the difference for Taj Bradley. We just didn't see that the last couple of years with Tampa Bay.
Here's the 2-1. Swung on, lifted center field. Buxton in, a couple steps. He's there. He makes the catch. And the Mariners waste a leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. We'll go to the bottom of the...
To right field, Connor Griffin on his 20th birthday has hit his first home run. Boy, that shot out of here.
I mean, that's something else. What a great birthday present.
7 innings of one hit ball for Paul Skeens. Only he could feel like that's a disappointment.
Here's a line drive. Caught by Dansby Swanson.
We call that the Swanson touch.
I love it. No matter if Dansby's hitting or not, that glove always shows up every single day, and that's why they've been in big bucks.
Going back is Go-Off at the track, right to the wall, leaping at the wall, and he made an unbelievable catch. That's as good as you're ever going to see.
That's driven high in the air. Right center. Gone! Reds win! He wasn't in the original lineup.
Welcome back to Cincinnati. Gino swung on, crushed, high, deep, left field. There it goes. Goodbye into the second deck. A 3-run go-ahead blast.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez to the second deck, and he thunders the Reds ahead 3-2.
Well, there was absolutely no doubt about that one right there. 431 feet for Suarez. That ball was smashed.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. Whatever it takes.
Still 2-1 ball game. Twins holding the edge. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Ryan Jeffers will lead off. He caused the problems in the 4th. He led things off with a single, a Clemens walk, a Keishel single, then a 2 RBI base hit by Brooks. First pitch swinging. Fouls it off at home plate. No balls and a strike. Kirby, this will be pitch number 80. And the Mariners have started their bullpen. Bizzardo has started to throw for the Mariners. Looks like Ferrer is up as well. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. A changeup fading out of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Kirby ahead. We talked about the Royals coming in this weekend. Randy Johnson a weekend as well. After that, looks like they're doing some more landscaping behind home plate again. That's been a spot they've keep working on, the umpire and now Cal. Atlanta's coming in after that. That's a series not to miss. And catch those games for as little as $12 as the Braves come to town for a 3-game series, a value series. Mariners.com/value games to get your seats Monday through Wednesday. Here's the pitch. Did he go? He did. Strike 3. Jeffers goes down swinging. 5th strikeout for Kirby. Atlanta, they have the best record in baseball right now. They've played great so far. J.R. Ritchie, we talked about last night, the standout out of Bainbridge High School. He's pitching tonight against Tarek Skubal. And things line up for him to pitch against the Mariners at T-Mobile Park in that series. Kirby's pitch. It's a strike. For as bad as things have gone for some teams in the East, Phillies, Mets, it's been the opposite for Atlanta. The 0-1 to Clemens. Swung on. That's a fair ball down the first baseline. It hits the sidewall. Clemens around first. He's going for second. He's in there as Raley gets it in. It was a dribbler down the first baseline that just stayed fair. Extra bases for Clemens. He's aboard for the 3rd time.
He's been throwing a ton of sweepers and a lot of that knuckle curve. A lot of break balls today. And just hugging that line for a double.
Here's Keishel. So 2-1 Twins. Runner at second. 1 out. Kirby delivers. That's over the corner. Gets ahead. Kirby 84 pitches. Trying to get through the 6th without allowing the Twins another run. From the chest, he delivers 0-1. Swung on, fouled off at home plate. No balls, 2 strikes. A two-seam at 96 miles per hour. Kirby, ball behind his back, now straightens up. Here comes his 0-2. Strike 3 called. Frees him right on the edge. A strikeout for Kirby, now challenged by Keishel. It's outside. Wipe that one away. Well, ABS really working against the Mariners in this one.
Yeah, it is.
It almost came back.
Right, got 2 quick strikes, and I felt like that was one of these Keishel, these emotional challenges where you're frustrated.
Here comes the 1-2. That's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. '87 pitches for George. Ball behind his back as Clemens takes his lead at second base. The 2-2. Here it is. Slashed foul. Into the second deck, first base side. Decent crowd has filed in here in Minnesota. Sunshine now hiding behind some clouds. Some breeze going from right to left here. Two balls, 2 strikes. Kirby nearing 90 pitches. His pitch down low. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Keishel got that base hit that scored 2 runs a couple of innings ago back in the 4th, and that was just a sinker. There's just middle of the plate. Make your pitch right here, get that second out. See the bullpen going. Try and buy your way through the 6th inning.
The 3-2. Swung on, lifted, center field, left center now. Julio ranging over, he's on it. He's right there, makes the catch. No tag by Clemens at second, he'll hold, and that's 2 away. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Here comes Pete. Pitching coach for the Mariners, a slow stroll out to talk to George Kirby with 2 outs now. A valuable run holding at second base in a 2-1 ball game.
Yeah, he struck out Matt Wallner in that 4th inning. Really good break ball below the strikes. Going to run that Pete Woodruff. Maybe try and buy a little bit of time right now. Just a quick meeting. Again, just trying to slow him down, make sure everyone's on the same page with how they want to get after Wallner, who's only hitting 168. And finished his 6th inning.
Yeah, George struck him out in the 4th with the bases loaded. It looked like he was going to get out of it, but then a 2 RBI base hit by Brooks Lee right after that. So runner at second, 2 outs, 6th inning, 2-1 Twins. Kirby trying to get through the 6th. Here comes his pitch. Swing and a miss. Starts him with a sweeper. That's what he struck him out on last time. Wallner clearly having a tough time picking up that pitch.
Yeah, that pitch kind of hung out there. Nothing doing.
Here's the 0-1. And he spins around. He looks Clemens back to second base.
You can see Cal kind of just like shaking his glove. It's like, I think George was looking at him saying, "Are you dropping the glove here, or am I just turning and throwing, or what?"
Here's the 0-1. On the corner. That's been challenged. The challenge has really picked up here in the last inning. Mariners have 1 challenge left. That's a strike. So 0-2 by a seam of the baseball. Oh, wow.
Man, that's tough, especially too when it's that little back door where it starts well off the plate, just come back and shaves that outer part of the strike zone.
No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from George Kirby. Bounced it in. Nice stop by Cal, who keeps it in front. No chase that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. See if he goes back to the sweeper to try and get another punch out of Wallner. Left-handed hitter, open stance, red batting gloves. Here comes the 1-2. That's just inside. Pumped up a fastball to 97, but missed. 2-2.
And trying to go up and in. And George knows that he's got 2 outs in this inning. This is probably going to be it.
It feels like this is going to be his last batter.
Yeah, I mean,
no matter what.
Bizarro warming in the bullpen. 1-run game.
94 pitches now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, rattled foul, stays alive. He did go back to the sweeper. Bizzardo ready. Twins bullpen is still quiet. No one throwing yet there. Kirby set. He deals 2-2. Too high. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count.
That's the tough pitch right here. 3-2. You don't want to walk him because you know you're going to be done. You want to finish this inning. But you don't want to leave it out over the plate.
Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 4. He walked him. So now let's see what the decision is with Bizzardo ready. Brooks Lee coming up. He's got the 2 RBI base hit, and here comes Dan Wilson. That will be it. Mariners will go to the bullpen here. It's going to be Bizzardo against Lee. That's it for George Kirby. New pitcher, and we come back here in the 6th inning. 2-1, Twins with the lead on the Mariners Radio Network.
All right, I've trained for this. I'm ready to face endless negotiations.
Franco is going to get at least a double. There's that tough corner. Throw coming in. It's way over. I don't know what happened. It might have hit the stands, and the Padres have scored a run on that play.
Watch this. He goes down, picks it up, and he gets a piece of paper between the ball and his fingers.
That's the weirdest play I've seen in forever.
And he hits one high in the air. Back-to-back bombs. 3 pitches in, 2 home runs, and a tied ball game. Are you not entertained?
An outstanding night for Cole Reagans. 6 innings, a 1-run ball, 11 strikeouts.
And Stewart cracks it to deep left field. Ranging all the way back is Green. He's going to turn around and watch it go.
Swung on, and this ball's crushed. Down the line and right and deep and gone. Back-to-back Jack Stewart and low.
New record all-time for the Padres in scoreless innings consecutively belongs to Mason Miller. 34 2/3. Who knows how long it'll go.
Nathan Church with his first career 2-home run ball game. He robbed one as well. This is quickly becoming the Church game.
So say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Live a little. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Well, new pitcher on for the Mariners. Edward Bizzardo will take over for the M's here. Bizzardo's been excellent this year for the M's. An ERA of 1.35 on the season. 13 innings thrown. 10 strikeouts. Trying to end this frame here. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. Brooks Lee, the batter. A 2 RBI base hit in the 4th. That's been the difference of the game. Bizzardo comes set. The pitch. He sends it over for a strike. He's ahead. The Mariners as a team, we've talked about how good their bullpen has been. They have one of the highest strand rates in baseball so far this year. The bullpen has just not given up many inherited runners. There's 2 of them on base right now. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, ground ball right back to Bizzardo. He snares it, runs halfway, high under and tossed to first base. Naylor has to go high in the air, keeps his tiptoe on first base, and he's got the out.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. de San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
The 2-2 got a piece of it.
Yes, she had a very good swing.
Oh, look at this. There go the sprinklers. The sprinklers have fired. Pedro, soaking wet, is laughing, seems unfazed by it. Oh, goodness.
His smile is so infectious around this ball club.
I have never seen this happen
This
before.
is comedy.
Pedro's just taking a little shower.
This is absolute comedy.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Well, the Mariners still trying to figure out Taj Bradley here. Randy Arozarena going to lead off the 7th inning. It's 2-1 Twins. The pitch swung on, fouled off into the seats first base side. That was 96 miles per hour. Bradley's fastball has been up today, nearly a mile per hour. He's shown some good stuff. He's pitched well, just 1 run allowed. Here's the 0-1. And he drops it in for a strike.
Yeah, he's pitched really well too. And again, just talking to some of the Twins people before the game, there's times where the game can speed up on him a little bit. He starts getting unraveled.
The 0-2 swung on, fouled back.
Yeah, but a couple things that really stood out to me from watching him when his time with the Tampa Bay Rays is the split and the curveball command. Very different here in 2026 compared to what we've seen in the past.
Here's the 0-2. Fouled off again. That was not an easy pitch to foul off. A splitter that was diving. He's at 89 pitches. No one throwing for the Twins. Here's the offer. Swung on, fouled away. An emergency swing by Arozarena, and just got enough to stay alive. That was pitch number 90.
Yeah, only going less than 99 pitches once this season, which is kind of rare too. We talked about all those Roger Clemens pitch counts.
Here's the 0-2. That bounced in. A curveball that was spiked. So 1-2. He's climbing towards 100.
Matter of fact, he has the 2nd highest pitches per game average, right behind Dylan Cease.
Got off to a great start this season. His first 5 games, a 1.63 ERA, among the leaders. Here's the 1-2. Misses low. This is a good fight by Randy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mariners looking for the spark. They found it late last night, looking for it again here. This will be pitch number 8, the 2-2. Outside, did he go? He did not. He checked his swing. A fastball at 98 just outside, and Arozarena has fought full 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm kind of surprised here that no one is getting loose. They're starting to move now in that Twins bullpen, because this can get on you quick this inning.
The 3-2. Swung on, lifted, right field towards the line. Wallner over. He has enough room, and he makes the grab. There's not a lot of space and fair territory in the corner in right field. You get to the sidewall pretty fast, but had enough room there to get the first out. Here's Luke Raley. Two-1 Twins, 7th inning. Here's the offer to Luke. Swung on, fouled near EY Jr. First base coach for the Mariners. And now the Twins have action going. Looks like a lefty up. The pitch. Over the corner, so Rayleigh down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Anthony Bandit, lefty getting loose for the Twins.
Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Got it by him. 99 on the fastball. Strikeout number 7 for Taj Bradley. 2 away.
Yeah, still pumping 99 late in this game. As that pitch count approaches 100.
Here's Dom Canzone. Mariners' only run came on a solo home run by J.P. Crawford in the 3rd. That gave him a 1-0 lead. Here's the pitch. On the edge, he's ahead again. A cutter. Bradley into the motion. Here's his pitch to Dom Canzone. He sends it downstairs. 99 again on the fastball. This will be pitch number 100 for Bradley. The lefty ready in the bullpen. Cole Young is on deck. The 1-1. Too high. Splitter that had no bite. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1-run game. No one warming up for the Mariners, so it looks like Bizzardo will go again. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, smoked. Right field line. It's down. It's going to the wall. 1 hop off the wall. Canzone around first base. He wants 2. Wallner gets in. A couple of hops. Tag. Not in time. Canzone slides by the tag. He's safe at second. The Mariners have the tying run at second base.
Yeah, this ball was hit hard, and as soon as Dom Canzone left that batter's box, he was head down, knowing that this wasn't going to be a stand-up double by any means. Right by that 328 sign down there in right field. Warner making a good throw, making it somewhat close. And all of a sudden going to get a visit, get some time for that lefty down in that bullpen to get loose.
Yeah, they're sending pitching coach, not managers, so it's going to be Bradley still against Cole Young. Cheers to 50 seasons. Enter now to win a chance to attend the Seattle Mariners 50 season celebration night thanks to Corona. Head to cbisweeps.com/Corona Mariners 50 seasons to learn more. No purchase necessary. Open only to legal U.S. residents at Alaska, Hawaii, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, and Washington. 21 or older. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
I'm curious here too. You got Cole Young coming up as a lefty with Wilson right behind him. And then JP and Cal. So if they want to try and turn Cal around, obviously JP's left-handed hitter, but curious how they're going to deploy this if Cole Young's able to keep this inning going.
Cole Young has had so many big moments on this road trip. Does he have one more in store? The pitch. Swung on and missed. Swung over the top of a splitter. 2-1 Twins. Tying run at second base in Canzone. Cole Young has had a wonderful trip. The 0-1. Watches it low. He's 9 for 20 on the trip, including today.
He's at 324 against lefties. Reverse split and 250 against righties.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bradley ready. Well over 100 pitches. The 1-1. Swung on, chopped foul at home plate.
Tell you what, Cole Young, he has some relatively ugly swings. Like it looks like he's really fooled. Looks like he's stepping in the bucket, but then all of a sudden, as the at-bat gets moving, you try and challenge him with that same pitch, he ends up getting you.
He had the go-ahead RBI last night, looking for the tying RBI today. Twins fans started to make some noise behind Bradley. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and time taken.
And Jeffers maybe second-guessing what they're going to go with here. They got the curveball. He's been throwing that to lefties. He's got the split.
Bradley's 1-2. Here it is. Bounced in. Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cole Young.
Tell you what, Gary, a year ago, not even a year ago, Cole Young, you could just challenge him with that 98, 99, middle up, and you get that swing and miss. Not the case early in 2026.
Bradley set. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, rolled foul, first baseline. We'll do it again. Will Wilson is the one on deck for the Mariners. Mariners have not used their bench yet today. First things first, Young trying to tie this game. Canzone is lead at second base. 2-1 Twins. Bradley steps off. It's probably going to be Bradley's last hitter either way. 106 pitches. Mariners trying to tie it up. Here's the 2-2 to Cole Young. Swung on, blasted, center field. Buxton racing back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. It's over his head. It's off the wall. Canzone scores. Young glides into second. He has done it again. Cole Young coming through. He's tied the game with one big swing. Cole Young, a monster road trip. He has done it again.
I mean, this is starting to become predictable. We talked about how Taj Bradley was going to attack Cole Young in this at-bat. He tried to get him with the curveball with 2 strikes. Couldn't get it. Then the split. He stayed in on the at-bat. And then he tried to challenge him with 98 at the top of the strike zone. Nothing doing it. Cole able to get to it, hit that ball in the left center field.
Wilson's going to bat, and Bradley's still on to pitch. His first pitch is inside. So Twins not going to the bullpen here. And now Will Wilson a chance to break the tie. 2-2 the score, 7th inning. Here's the pitch. And he watches it over for a strike.
And Gary, again, we talked about it. That's a pitch, 98 up, that you could beat him a year ago. It's not the case this year at all. Lets that ball get a little deeper. Drives that into left field. Wow.
The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Wilson has already had a big moment on this trip in his Mariners debut. His first at-bat as a Mariner was a home run. He'd settle for a single right here with Cole Young, the go-ahead run at second base. 2-2 the score, top of the 7th. Here comes the 1-2 to Wilson. Swung on, chopped foul. Bradley still in there, 111 pitches. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. 2-2 the count. 7th inning. Here comes the 1-2 to Wilson. Swung on, fights it off, foul again. 98 on the 4-seam. His stuff is still there.
Yeah, 112 pitches. Just not used to seeing that.
No, especially in April.
Especially with a 25-year-old. Still, I'm not going to call him a prospect. He's well into his major league career, but 25 years old, young pitcher that high hopes for.
The 1-2. Too high. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 7th, 2-2 the score. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bradley from the chest. The pitch to Wilson. Swung on, chopped right to shortstop. A couple hops. Lee scoops it up, throws to first in time. And the Mariners put away in the 7th, but one big run as Cole Young has come through again. Unreal. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 2-2 the score.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And Pedro Pajes spoils the shutout. At the track, at the wall, J.J. Weatherholt ties it up. Welcome home, rookie.
2 outs, the 0-1. Tucker with a base hit into center field. And Kyle Tucker has his moment. A walk-off winner.
Line to left field. Davis Schneider back. Dives. He caught it. Holy smokes, what a catch by Davis Schneider in left field.
Oh, how about Ben Williamson? Now that's his own kind of artistry. I mean, come on. You know, we've seen Ben Williamson make some fantastic plays. I don't know if anyone better than that.
Ranger Suarez, who has just been spectacular tonight. He's had 6 innings tonight, 6 out of the 7, where he's only faced 3 batters. And in there for strike 3. as he gets to 10 strikeouts. A magnificent performance tonight.
Tokyo, Rome, and London, with many more ahead. Experience your dream global getaway aboard Alaska's new 787 Dreamliner, featuring private suites with lie-flat seats, chef-curated food and beverages, and entertainment screens at every seat. Book your next adventure today at alaskaair.com.
We got a new ball game, 2-2 the score. Royce Lewis will lead things off. Bizzardo still on for the Mariners. He got the final out in the 6th inning. Bottom of the 7th, tied game. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Good sweeper. Bizzardo's been nails on this trip, really all season long, but he's got some big outs on this road trip. Trying to hang a 0 here in the 7th. The pitch. That's away. Hyphen, we talked about it yesterday in a good pitching matchup. Today, a good pitching matchup as well. If the Mariners could just be even after both starters are gone and go bullpen against bullpen. Here's the 1-1. And it's just outside. It worked out great yesterday, and now they're in the same position. Both starters are going to be out of the game, and it's an even ball game.
For sure. Once you got Joe Ryan out there, I just spoke to Justin Morneau, who does the TV site for the Twins. He said the same thing. He goes, the minute
the 2-1, that's a strike. It
came down to the 2 bullpens. He's like, man, it's just so difficult just because of the way things are going on. It's obviously that also factors in how good this Mariners bullpen has been as well.
The 2-2 outside. Ferrer is throwing. You have Lewis a righty. You have Buxton a righty. Then Larnach lefty. Bell switch. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, hit hard through, a base hit up the middle. So the Twins, a leadoff single by Lewis here in the 7th inning, and here comes Buxton.
Well, the Twins have been pesky this entire series. Tons of base runners, tons of base hits, a lot of contact. You know, just going back to George Kirby's outing when Bizzardo picked him up in that 6th, he was so frustrated. He's got a hitter in Matt Wallner hitting 170, went down to that 3-2 count. But the fact that they were able to tie it up, Cole Young with that big double, takes some of that frustration away, that's for sure.
Buxton dangerous. 2 homers in the series. Here's the pitch. And it just misses low. Top 10 in Twins history in home runs. 1 ball, no strikes. 7th inning, tied score. Runner at first base. Nobody out. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, hit right to JP. This should be 2. Under and toss to Young for 1. Relay to first, not in time. Buxton, who runs really well, beats it out. You thought it was hit so firmly they had a chance. They do get the force out at second base, though. And here comes Dan, as we suspected, with the lefty due up. He's going to go to the bullpen here. So Ferrer will get the call against Larnach. So runner at first base, 1 out, tied score 2-2. Mariners going to the bullpen when we come back right after this.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to...
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the ultimate mystery player challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
Batting third, number 5, George Brett.
I've never seen this before. Look at this. Not just the Royals with the respect, but the Rangers as well. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit! George Brett singles in his last at-bat. Wow. Way to go, George.
back on everyday purchases, discounts on tickets, and chances to win cool fan experiences. Presented by Global Credit Union, proud partner of the Seattle Mariners. Membership required. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Jose Ferrer is on for the Mariners in the 7th inning. Runner at first base, 1 out. We're going to see a pinch hitter for the Minnesota Twins here. Larnach, the lefty, will be lifted. Austin Martin will pinch hit here. Martin having a good season. Batting .322 in the early going. Nearly a .500 on base percentage. Started yesterday. And here he is batting with a runner at first base. Buxton, he can fly, has 1 steal on the year. Ferrer set, deals. That's a strike over the corner. Ferrer has been excellent. An ERA under 2 so far this season. Was a real hero in St. Louis. Has had a couple days off since those heroics. Back-to-back days. He comes set. He delivers. Now throw to first base. Chases Buxton back to the bag. Against the Cardinals in that wild second game of the series, went 2 innings. Didn't give up a run. Allowed the Mariners to come back and eventually win that game, and then got the save the following day in a 1-run game. The pitch. Sets it down low. Changeup that misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Martin doing a ton of damage against lefties. Even last year too. OPS close to 900. This year, OPS, smaller sample size, but at 950.
The pitch. Right there on the corner. Great spot. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, he's looking for either a ground ball or punch out right here. He's got him 1 ball, 2 strikes. Buxton, an extra step at first base. The pitch. Swung on, lifted, right field, playable. Rayleigh a couple steps back, drifting back a little further. He's right there, makes the catch. 2 outs. Well, the table was set thanks to Cole Young last inning with the double to drive in Canzone with 2 outs. That's our legendary moment of the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Legendary moments start with a light. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
Mariners have that off day on Thursday, which makes a big difference the way you deploy this bullpen. Matt Brash pitched last night. Munoz, it's been a few days since we've seen him as well.
Here's Josh Bell, the switch hitter. The pitch. Swung on a miss. Late on a fastball. Got it by him at 97. Twins have a lefty up in their pen. Ferrer. Staring at first, delivers. Way outside, a changeup that just floated away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bell 0 for 3, bounced into a double play last time. Twins got their 2 runs in the 4th inning. They had a 2-1 lead, but the Mariners got one back at the top of this inning. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Beautiful changeup as he swings through. 1-2. Ferrer does some landscaping as he stares in now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first base. Tied game. Throws to first. Buxton back easily. Ferrer picks up the rosin bag. Now climbs back onto the hill. Sleeveless. The pitch. Upstairs. 2 seam at the letters. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a 2-2 game. The lefty stares in, now set. He deals 2-2. Too high again. Try to slide her
right there. Yeah, I think too, we saw that changeup kind of sail away from him, but sometimes Ferrer just tries to make the pitch a little too big. That was the case right there. Now all of a sudden it's 3-2. But be careful right here. Bell makes good contact.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled away. Tried the changeup again. Cal liked that pitch. He pointed back to Ferrer as he gave him a new baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Buxton will get a head start at first base. There he goes, the pitch. Swung on and missed. He got it by him. 98. A two-seam with flames. Right by Bell. And that's it for Minnesota in the 7th. Ferrer puts out the fire. And the Twins.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Sheets hits one in the air to right field, down the line. That ball is gone! Holy Sheets!
A birthday blast for number 30. Here's the pitch. Line drive ripped, right field, ball game. Cubs win it. Dansby Swanson, 9 in a row. 11 strikeouts for Peyton Tolley in his return to the majors tonight.
That was awesome from the young man energizing Fenway Park.
Make it 7 strikeouts in the debut now of J.R. Ritchie.
He is not disappointed. Pitching now into the 7th inning.
Swinging a line drive, left field, it's deep. It's got a chance, and it's gone!
A torque bomb sends everyone home happy.
That's going to be a fair ball for Cianfrocco. He's going to get at least a double. There's that tough corner. Throw coming in. It's way over. I don't know what happened. It might have hit the stands, and the Padres have scored a run on that play.
Watch this. He goes down, picks it up, and he gets a piece of paper between the ball and his fingers.
That's the weirdest play I've seen in forever.
Anthony Bond, a new pitcher for the Twins, will face J.P. Crawford. 8th inning tie game. The pitch is away. 1 ball, no strikes. It's been a struggle for Bonda this year. An ERA over 8.5. 11 earned runs and 11 innings. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. He got it by him. The veteran. He's been around parts of 10 years in the majors. This is 7th team in that time. Pitched for the Dodgers last year. Here comes the 1-1. JP shows bunt, takes the bat back, and it's a ball outside. 2-1.
That's been the command for Anthony Banda. 6%. He's walked. That's 8th highest among AL relievers this year in the big leagues.
See if the Mariners take advantage of that. The 2-1. Shows bunt again. It's a strike over the corner. That was right on the edge. Good spot. Pitched well for the Dodgers last year. 71 games, an ERA a touch over 3. The 2-2. Sails outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mariners would love to get JP aboard. He's had a good day. A solo home run in the 3rd. Also drew a walk in the 6th. Cal on deck, and then Julio. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bonda, his pitch. Outside, ball 4. The Mariners have the leadoff man aboard, and the go-ahead run at first base in J.P. Crawford. So we take a look at our Keen Utility Working Hard Player of the Game, brought to you by Keen Utility and Whistle Workwear. For the ones working hard every day, Keen Utility available at Whistle Workwear. It's got to be Cole Young who drove in the tying run in the 7th inning. Now the Mariners trying to break the tie. 2-2 in the 8th. Here's Cal batting for the right side against the lefty. The pitch. Swung on. Driven back to the screen. Big rip. JP at first base. Cal has walked. He's 0 for 2. Here's the 0-1 to Cal. Up, throw to first base. JP, who was maybe a step off the bag. He just turned around and lightly touched first base. No problems getting back. Got a pretty small lead against the lefty. Bonda ready. He deals. Swung on, a rip, but foul off the tarp down the 3rd baseline. really turned on a slider. 0-2.
You talk about the difference in the bullpen too. I mean, look, there's always those couple arms that are going to be tricky, having some good years, but it just comes down to the depth. When all of a sudden you got to roll out in a tight game, someone with an 8.
The pitch, too high. Yeah, you're right about that. Matt Brash is throwing for the Mariners. Twins have a righty going as well. One ball, 2 strikes. Cal at the dish. Here's the pitch. Half cut, did he go? Oh, he did. Couldn't hold a swing. Cal goes around, he strikes out. That's the first out here in the 8th.
His check swing, just see the head of that bat just finding his way through the strikes, and he was frustrated too, Cal.
Here's Julio. 2-2 score, top of the 8th, JP at first. The pitch. He watches it over for a strike. Eric Worsey is the righty warming up in the bullpen for Minnesota. The veteran lefty comes set. He deals 0-1 to Julio. Misses away. Even count. JP at first base. Mariners looking for a series win, trying to make this a 5-1 trip. Go to first base. JP back easily again. Mariners have won 5 of their past 6 games. Trying to take momentum into this weekend against Kansas City at home and then Atlanta after that. Big Randy Johnson weekend at home. The 1-1 inside, almost hits Julio. 2-1. Julio 3 hits last night, 3 doubles. One of those would give the Mariners the lead right here. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up, out of play, first base side. Martin, who stayed in the game to play left field for the Twins, is pulled way over off the line in left field. He's more in the left center field gap against Julio. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled away again. That's out of play, first base side. We'll do it all over. 2-2. If Julio got it down the left field line, he would run forever.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on, rattled foul near the Mariners dugout. Dan Wilson is overseeing things on the top step. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 8th, 2-2 the score. Mariners with fireworks late last night, looking for the same thing today. And time taken by Julio at the very last moment. He just gets time.
It's a weird shift because you got your left fielder who's pulled way off the line, and Julio's already hit the ball down the left field line. You also got your second baseman playing right up the middle.
The 2-2. Swung on, late swing. He fouls it into the seats first base side. So Julio putting up a fight. This will be pitch number 8. Naylor on deck, then Randy. Mariners with the go-ahead run and JP at first base. Here's the 2-2 to Julio. Swung on, popped up, right field. Wallner barely has to move. Glides in a couple of steps, now leans over, makes the catch. 2 outs.
They were reaching for that slider out in front. Pop that ball up. At some point, he was going to get a steady dose of that pitch. Found his big weapon with 2 strikes.
So here's Naylor. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Josh 0 for 3. Outfield plays him straight up. The pitch. Strike. Straight up and deep.
Knock one of these sweepers in the left center field.
Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Tough slider, lefty on lefty. No balls, 2 strikes.
Slider, excuse me. It's not that sweeping action, but it's classified as a slider. But he's going to throw a ton of them left on left.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. JP at first base. Here's the pitch. That's away. Tried another slider, but that one wasn't close. Tied game, 2 apiece. Bonda delivers. Swung on and missed. Naylor. Defensive swing, couldn't make contact. He strikes out. And the Mariners, they got a leadoff walk, but they leave JP at first base.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Wood on the run, dives. Oh, what a catch by James Wood! Reaches up over the fence and caught it. He didn't even have to jump.
Still able to make the play. That was not routine.
Picked on one hop by Bohm, gets to his feet, throws across the diamond in time. A heck of a play by Alec Bohm.
There's Lindor to cut it off and throw him out.
Saydon is Spider-Man, and there's one away.
My God.
That's a Gold Glove play, man. Harper's on the run toward foul territory. Makes the catch. What a play. That is an outstanding play by Bryce Harper.
Reaches up and he makes the catch. Evan Carter just brought a home run back.
To get that out at second base, that is just unbelievable.
Jimenez is not even in your screen right there, so it's just a little bit of a lead him to the bag.
What a play by Vargas.
Caught out at second by Ernie Clement.
Bounces it across to get the out.
Made some really good plays at third base tonight.
And a diving catch by Pereira. He's done it again.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way, with real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
On tickets with no fees. Join the team today at mariners.com/flex.
We're still tied 2-2. We head to the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher Matt Brash on for the Mariners. He'll face Ryan Jeffers, the catcher, to lead off. Brash has been excellent this year. 11 innings, not a run.
Yeah, he's been automatic, that's for sure. Just really good command this year. Plus slider.
His first pitch swung on, popped up out of play behind home plate. And he's ahead. Minnesota led this one 2-1 till Cole Young tied it up with an RBI double with 2 outs in the 7th. 2-2 the score, bottom of the 8th. Brash deals. That skips all the way to the backstop. It's a ball. Mariners have used Ferrer and Bizarro out of the bullpen. We're assuming everyone is available. So that'd mean there's still Spire and Munoz down there.
That's a quick visit from Cal Raleigh here as Gabe Spire is starting to get loose. Now we've got all of a sudden the trainer coming out.
This is never a sight you want to see.
Nah.
It's almost a slight shrug of the shoulder after that last throw.
Well, it wasn't an automatic sending back to the dugout, so that's, I guess, one plus right here. I think Dan Wilson is kind of saying, look, it's April.
Yeah, it almost feels like.
Yeah. Because I think Matt's trying to fight his way in this game. Fight his chances to stay in this game. And Dan's like, look, if you've got anything going on, we have to know about it.
That's the vibe of this conversation. That's how it feels from this far out.
Yeah. I mean, I could be totally off, but just trying to read some nonverbals.
JP just pointed to the bullpen, though. I think so. It looks like JP just made the call. Yeah. It looks like Brash is trying to stay in this game, and Dan is saying no.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Which, hey, it's April.
For sure. Makes sense.
It's the smart thing to do. I know it's a 2-2 game, a close game here, but it's one game. And so they're going to take Brash out.
A quick turnaround, too. You know, he had the game last night. He's pitching day game today. Yeah, this makes sense.
Given what we just saw, though, with Brash really trying to... It looked like staying in this game. Hopefully it's something that's not too serious. We'll find out more. So that's going to bring Gabe Spire out, who...
Fly ball in foul territory. Mike Felder was there, but could not hold on to the ball. Like he had it.
There's the ball there, and then that ball comes out of somebody's glove in the stands.
See, he thought the ball at his feet
was the ball in play.
Was the ball in play? He did, and he slapped his own glove, thinking he had missed the catch when in essence he had it.
That is weird. That is a very weird play, and I don't ever want to see it again.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Here's Schwarber. Schwarber grounded out his first time up. That ball's crushed deep to right field. Hernandez doesn't even move. It is long gone. It's off the roof of the pavilion in right field. Kyle Schwarber, his first postseason home run of the year. It's his 22nd of his career. And with a lightning strike, the Phillies tie it up at 1.
Well, I would say Kyle's second time through, I like the approach.
Wow. Well, the first home run for the Phils this postseason.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es Flow Mayor.
And all the gear you need. No dress code and no crowds. Come as you are and explore Alaska, Hawaii, Mexico, Costa Rica, or the Galapagos. Visit us at uncruise.com. And Seattle baseball fans, mention this ad for exclusive savings.
Miller time. It only happens if you make it happen. So say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Live a little. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
So Brash is out of the ballgame now. Gabe Spire is on. We're obligated to say he gets as much time as he wants to warm up. While he does that, let's pause for station identification on the Mariners Radio Network. So Matt Brash left after his 2 pitches. Gabe Spire going through his warm-ups now. So there's nobody aboard. There's no outs, and the count is 1-1 on Jeffers.
Yeah, I mean, never a good sign. I feel like Cal jumped all over it, too. I mean, you looked at Matt Brash, he threw that pitch, and it's hard to tell because we're getting a chance to see some replays where, you know, if he was frustrated, but he did it on a couple of pitches, too. He threw a ball that Jeffers fouled back, and then he threw one to the backstop, and Cal right away was waving out. Waving to the dugout as if to say, hey, get a trainer out here right now. But the thing, Matt Brash was fighting his way to try and stay in this game.
Yeah.
Which is always, again,
that's the way it looked, yeah.
Yeah, a good thing, but as you're looking at the end of April, how good, how dominant he has been, how dominant his bullpen has been.
Well, you need
that
a
would be
big
a
picture,
huge,
yeah. So you have to be responsible.
Loss. Yeah. But again, it helps too when you got a Gabe Spire sitting out there who's been really good the last five outings, only given up to 1 run. That was against the Athletics.
Have you ever been in a situation where we're out on the mound and we're in this situation where they tell you have all the time? I always feel like there is pressure still.
100%.
Like everyone's watching and waiting.
Everyone's just waiting for you, hanging out. The guys on deck, the music's still playing. You can hear some heckler in the crowd. Trust me, you feel the pressure. And I've been out there too, where I've been sitting. See, at least Gabe got a few throws up at the bullpen.
Yeah,
I remember sitting, and all of a sudden, oh, wow, here we go.
Ice cold. Well, here's Jeffers. Gabe's ready to go.
You know what? One time, remember when Felix hit that grand slam?
Yeah, that
was the time. He came in, and I want to say, I'm trying to remember what he did. Was his ankle or knee or something?
Really?
He hit the grand slam in New York. I pitched in that game. I had to quickly get up and get moving and pitch.
Here's the 1-1 from Gabe. He drops it in for a strike, so 1-2.
I was out there on the mound in Shea Stadium warming up, like, sorry guys.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Gabe set. He deals 1-2. Misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 8th. Tied game, 2 apiece. The pitch. That bounced in. Looked like Gabe lost his footing a little bit. 3-2 now. Minnesota's put a lot of pressure on the Mariners by getting leadoff men aboard. Here comes the 3-2. Swung on line drive, base hit into center field. Julio races over to cut it off. Jeffers around first base. He's going to hold as Julio gets it in quickly. And again, Minnesota, the leadoff man aboard here in the 8th.
I mean, ton of threat on the bases from Minnesota, that's for sure. Just the 1 run. Excuse me, just the 2 runs today, but always seems to happen too. Come in after an injury like that, try and get settled in.
James Outman is going to run for Jeffers at first base. Pinch runner there. Clemens is batting here. He's had a good day. Double, a walk, a single. Outman takes off. Here's the pitch. It's a strike. Throw to second base. It's late. Not in time. The slide, he's safe. So Outman, the stolen base. He didn't waste any time.
Yeah, good throw from Cal. Just a way better jump.
It's going to be tricky now for the Mariners. Corner's playing in. Gabe's 0-1. Clemens shows bunt, takes the bat back, and it's a strike over the corner. Clemens challenges it right away. Both teams with 1 challenge left. They'll be done if this is wrong. And it was a strike on the corner. So the Twins are out of challenges, and more importantly, right now it's 0-2. Gabe could really use a strikeout. Yeah. Naylor's still expecting a bunt. He's in on the grass. Wilson, the third baseman for the Mariners, he's in as well. No balls, 2 strikes. Gabe looks at second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. That's out of play down the third base side.
Yeah, Naylor's starting to back up. And that's tricky too, because you lose all that range down there against the lefty.
Spins around and looks Outman back to second base. Go ahead run at second base. Tied score 2-2, bottom of the 8th. The 0-2. Too high. Overthrows the fastball at 94. 1-2. 2-2, your Mechanics Bank score. The pitch. Off the fist, fouls it off the netting right behind him. Stays alive, 1-2. Gabe brings the glove to the chest. The 1-2. Swung on, foul again. Spoils the slider. He won't go away. Umpire really looking for swing and miss right here. Hasn't had the same strikeout rate this year yet as last year. The 1-2. He grunts a slider low. Does not go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If Keishel a righty, then Wallner a lefty. Due up after this. Here's the 2-2. And miss. That's exactly what Spire was hoping for. A strikeout. Got the fastball by him. There's 1 away. That's big for the Mariners.
Yeah, big guy challenged him right there. Not getting all the way to the top of the strike zone, but enough. And Clemens, well behind it, big strikeout.
Here's Keishel. The second baseman is 1 for 3. Here comes Pete. Chat about this. As part of the Mariners 50 season celebration, you can score a commemorative of pins all year long thanks to KeyBank. The next one is 80s Pin Day coming up on Sunday against the Royals. You can see the complete pin lineup and get your seats at mariners.com/pins. 2-2 the score. Outman at second base. Keishel the batter. Right-handed hitter against Gabe. Open stance from the right side. Gabe, after the meeting, is set from the chest. Here's the pitch. He sends it over for a strike. The four-seamer right on the edge. Ahead 0-1. Mariners pen has made some big pitches here. Luzardo, Ferrer, the 0-1 inside. Brash started this inning. He left after just 2 pitches. Visited by the trainer and taken out of the ball game by Dan Wilson. It looked like to us he was trying to stay in the game. The 1-1 swung on, ripped left field foul. So Gabe ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gabe lets out a deep breath. He's ready. The 1-2. Now he spins around. Looks out and back to second base again. That's his second disengagement. Outman is walking lead at second base. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Beautiful slider. Keishel off balance cut goes down, and Gabe has a couple of punch outs in a row. There's 2 away.
A really good pitch, especially when you're left on right like that. Keishel, think he set that pitch up so well because a couple of the sliders before that were more inside the strike zone and just buried it. He's starting to do that more and more, Gabe, especially with 2 strikes. You talk about that strikeout rate, not as high as last year. I think that's slowly coming. We're probably going to see another righty here in Caratini.
Yeah, Caratini's going to bat here for Wallner, the lefty. So Twins going to the bench. The former Astro will stand in. Caratini this year batting .211 with 1 home run. Bat from the right side against Gabe. Runner at second base, 2-2 the score, bottom of the 8th. Mariners trying to secure a series win. Spire trying to put a 0 on the board. He's set. His pitch. Swung on, fouled away. Starts with a slider. He's ahead 0-1. Clouds have covered up the sunshine here in Minneapolis. The 0-1 from Spire. Here it is. Swung on, hard hit left side. JP can't knock it down. It's through. It's a base hit into left field. Randy scoops it up. He gets it in. Outman around third. He's going to slide, score, and the Twins have taken the lead. It's 3-2. Victor Caratini, RBI base hit.
Caratini able to get that bat hit. That's a pitch against lefties. He's done some damage against is that slider, makes some good contact. A little surprised there. The one pitch he has struggled with is the elevated fastball, especially 95 plus. Just sneaking through the left side of that infield.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Here's Lee, the pitch. At the knees, it's a strike. Here comes the 0-1. That's a strike. So no balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 Minnesota.
Man, just sneaking through. As I'm looking at on the replay right now, just right past JP Crawford for that 3rd run to take the lead here late.
The 0-2. That bounces in. Bottom of the 8th now, 3-2. So the Mariners will have to try and come back again in the 9th inning. Rosarena, Raley, Canzone, the ones due up. Who knows who's going to finish it for the Twins? They have 5 team saves, 5 different individuals with saves. That pitch swung on, line drive, right field. Raley over, he's not going to get there. It's a hit. Caratini goes into 3rd base. Now runners on the corners with 2 outs. As Raley gets it in. Kiefer Gabe is trying to keep the Twins off the board anymore.
Yeah, just keeping it 1 run. Mariners offense has had that good pulse late in games, especially on this road trip.
So Lewis batting. Buxton on deck. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Mariners now down 1. The pitch swung on and missed. Spire set, throws to first base, chases Lee back to the bag. Here comes the 0-1. Inside. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mariners have a righty going now in the pen. Here's the 1-1. Inside, misses. 2-1. Criswell starting to loosen. Runners on the corners. Bottom of the 8th, 3-2 Minnesota. Spire at 25 pitches. He deals 2-1. Swung on, rattle off Cal's mask. Right at the umpire's mask. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gabe set. He deals 2-2. Swung on, popped up, that's out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. And time taken by Lewis. Spire closing in on 30 pitches. Here he is, the 2-2. And the dirt. Lead takes off, and he's going to get into second base. No throw. Shows the perfect pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Spire ready. Here comes the 3-2. Swung on, fouled down the third baseline. Do it again. Be pitch number 30. Gabe nods his head up and down, ready. The pitch. Low and inside, ball 4. And we'll see if Dan Wilson makes a move to the pen here with the bases loaded. And Gabe at 30 pitches. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. So the Mariners will have to go to the bullpen again here in the 8th inning. 1 run in, bases loaded. They're going to go get Criswell to face Buxton. We'll have that matchup when we return.
Chopped up the middle. Horner jumps and throws. Bush the pick. Ow!
What a play at first by Murakami.
Yeah, that's going to have to be a ring the bell.
Pretty fancy here by Swanson. Crawford can really scoot going down that first baseline. This is not an easy play at all.
It is caught in right field by Johnston.
Bogarts fires and he gets it.
What a great play.
There's a throw down to second and they got him.
Perdomo knocks it down and saves a run.
5-4-3 double play.
He shows his hand speed right here.
Back on it goes Duran. On the run, he dives and makes a spectacular play.
I mean, full extension in the very end of the glove. If this ball's 2 inches further, it's a double.
Hot shot back up the middle, flagged by Lee. On his feet, throws to first, and Brooks Lee with maybe his finest defensive play of the year.
Diving snag by Young with the backhand. They convert and get the speedy Griffin. What a play by Young.
And Seattle baseball fans, mention this ad for exclusive savings.
Miller time. It only happens if you make it happen. So say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Live a little. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Cooper Criswell is called on a big spot here. He's going to face Byron Buxton with the bases loaded. Twins have taken the lead. It's 3-2, but the Mariners trying to keep this game exactly where it is. 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Very tough spot right here. Buxton, most potent hitter in this lineup, with nowhere to put him.
Criswell winds, delivers. Swung on a miss. Good sweeper out of the zone. Chased by Buxton. So he gets ahead. He pitched in the game yesterday. Finished it out. 1 clean inning, 1 strikeout. Criswell winds, delivers. Same pitch this time. Buxton does not swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Buxton a couple homers in the series. He is singled today. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on, golfed, left field, hit well. Randy racing back. He's on the track. He's waiting for it. He makes the catch. And that is it for the Twins as Chris. Well, here we go to the 9th inning. Mariners trailing by 1. New pitcher on Eric Orsi will take over for Minnesota. 3.09 ERA this year, 11 games, does have 1 save. Randy Arozarena leading things off. Here comes the pitch. Down low, it's a ball. Caratini stays in the game, he's the catcher. Outman playing right field now for Minnesota.
He has a lot of split fingers. Orsi throws that pitch over 60% of the time.
Here's the 1-0. Misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Mariners down 3-2, 9th inning. Randy, Rayleigh, Canzone all due up this inning. Here's the pitch. That's low. He's missed on all 3 so far. 3 balls, no strikes. Here comes the 3-0 to Randy. Down low, ball 4. The Mariners have the tying run aboard. A leadoff walk here in the 9th inning.
Good way to start.
Yeah, that works. Here's Luke. Lewis, the third baseman, is in on the grass. Looks like he thinks Rayleigh's going to drop a bunt. Let's see what happens. Randy takes a nice lead at first base. Orsi set. The pitch. That bounced in. So he's missed on his first 5 pitches.
Man, that's the one thing with these guys who throw these really high percentage of splits. Like, you know, we saw Fernando Cruz with the Yankees is kind of, you know, really sort of honed in on that pitch in the last couple of years. But if you don't have it that day, man, you are in all kinds of trouble. And you can tell right now, Orsi just looks like he's got no feel for that pitch whatsoever here early on in this inning.
Caratini comes out to talk to him. The Twins get their bullpen moving now. Another lefty warming up. 3-2 Twins, 9th inning. Arozarena on first base.
And not to mention, too, you mentioned Randy over there at first base. You know, you have a higher percentage of getting a good pitch to run on because that split is so tough. First of all, to have that transfer and get a good throw off as well. Caratini's not the best thrower to second.
Back to it here, Orsi. He is set. Here comes his pitch to Luke. Not close, way upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. 6 straight balls to start this inning from Orsi. See if Luke's going to take all the way here. Make him throw a strike. Sunshine is broken out again as Orsi comes set. The 2-0. That is a strike. And the crowd cheers. He finds the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. 3-2 game. Mariners down. The 2-1 to Luke. Here it is. Low. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to Luke Rayleigh.
I mean, the thing about that split, too, it's not even, you know, it's starting down, right? So if you're going to face someone who's, you know, 60% plus usage on that split, you look for something up. You kind of set your sights to something up middle of the plate. So that's an easy take for these Mariner hitters.
The 3-1. Strike at the knees. You got the 4-seam in there. Not a hard thrower. That one at 92 miles per hour. Was on the corner. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Randy takes a nice lead there at first base. He's the tying run here in the 9th. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Got it by him. Luke strikes out. That's the first out here in the 9th.
You know, I mentioned the velocity, low 90s, but just blew it by Luke Rayleigh because he is thinking about that split.
Here's Dom. Mariners not had a lot of traffic today. JP a solo homer. Here comes the pitch. And he drops in a splitter. It's a strike. Then you have Cole Young, who was on deck. He had an RBI double to tie it in the 7th. Taylor Rogers, the lefty in the pen, ready. Here's the 0-1 to Dom. This one is low. Try to split her again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dom doubled to set the table for Cole Young in the 7th. He scored the Mariners' 2nd run. Randy at first base, the tying run. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on, foul near the Twins' dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Borzi's had more success against lefties than righties this season. Small sample, but righties batting over 300 against him. Lefties have had a much tougher time, 167. Canzone taps the plate a couple of times. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Randy is lead at first base. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on, foul. We'll do it again. Borzi wants a new baseball. Tosses that one near the Twins' dugout. Gets another one. Dom looking to come through for the Mariners right here. 9th inning. M's down 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rosarena at first base. Borzi straightens up. Here comes the pitch. Way outside. 2-2.
That's one of those ones with 2 strikes where it kind of floats a little bit, that can catch you out in front. That kind of act more like a changeup. Dom doing a good job to lay off of that, staying this at bat.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on, lifted, left field, twisting, and it's in the seats, out of play. Munoz is throwing for the Mariners. He hopes he'll be needed in the bottom of the 9th. Randy, some quick instructions from EY Jr., first base coach. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, smoked into the gap, right center field. It's a hit. Randy flying around second. He's into third. Dom Canzone, a base hit. The Mariners have runners on the corners. Only 1 down here in the 9th. Canzone coming through.
This is a fastball trying to sneak it by him like he did with Luke Raley, and Dom was all over that pitch. Again, we talked about how good he was with 2 strikes last year. He's starting to pick up that pace with 2 strikes here in 2026. He's going to be lifted for a pinch runner.
Yeah, Rivas on the pinch run for the Mariners. And the table is set for Cole Young. Cole Young tied this game with a double in the 7th. He's been a monster on this road trip. And a chance to be the hero again. The tying run at third base, 1 out. Infield playing in. Rivas at first, Randy at third. Here comes the pitch to Cole Young. The splitter in the dirt. 1-0. Cole, 3 hits last night. 10 for 21 on this road trip. Looking to come through one more time. The pitch to Cole. Here it is. Rivas takes off. The pitch is low. Rivas has second base. So now the Mariners had the go-ahead run in scoring position.
That's huge.
A single gives the Mariners the lead. Cole has RBIs now in 6 straight games. Looking for another right here. Infield still in. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul. Went after a splitter. 2-1. Wilson on deck. Mariners still have Refsnyder, Joe Garver on the bench. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Cole. Swung on and missed. Was a slider up in the zone, so 2-2 now.
It's really the only chase we've seen this inning. Look at Orsi just trying to find that strike zone. That was the time the Mariners have gotten out of the strike zone with these swings.
Yeah, it was letter high.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. He's looking to at least get that run home from third to tie the score. The pitch. Swung on, fouled. They've really made Orsi work.
Yeah, they have.
Rivas at second. Randy at third. 3-2 ninth inning. Twins with the lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Cole. Swung on a grounder. That's past Orsi into center field. It's a hit. Randy scores. Here comes Rivas. He is flying. He stomps on home. Cole Young has done it again. He's come through, Mr. Clutch. Drives home 2, and the Mariners have the lead. It's 4-3. Time and time and time again, Cole Young a monster on this road trip. Unbelievable.
Well, this ball just sneaking through the infield off the end of the bat. The infield was pulled in. And when it's going, it's going. I'm telling you, Cole Young, man, all kinds of hits. He drove that ball in the left center field to tie this game up. And now just a weak little ground ball found its way to the outfield.
It is all working for Cole Young.
Oh, yeah.
Just in the right spot with the infield drawn in.
And think about how big that was, Rivas taking that base as well. Or is he not even paying attention?
Will Wilson batting, the pitch to him. Swung on and missed. So the Mariners lead 4-3. Munoz will be ready to go in the bottom of the 9th. So many heroics for the Mariners on this trip. Here's the 0-1. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And doing it late, too. I mean, you look at the last 6 games, including, I mean, this whole road trip, innings 7, 8, 9, they're hitting .338 as a team. OPS close to 1,000 in innings 7, 8, 9.
The 1-1 to Wilson. Inside. The splitter again. The splitter has been erratic. Wilson 0 for 3.
17 runs in late innings on this road trip. Unreal.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Cole Young at first base. The 2-1. He takes off. The pitch is upstairs. No throw to second base. Caratini lost it on the transfer. Cole Young a stolen base. Why not?
Now, I'll tell you what, too. Look, the Twins, we know about the bullpen, but you think about going back to the end of last year, the guys they gave up, Duran, Jax, you know, some of the... man.
Here's the 3-1. High and inside, ball 4. Wilson tosses the bat away. Now runners on first and second. JP is up here. We'll see if the Twins want to make a move. They have a lefty ready in Rogers, and yeah, they're going to do it. They're going to make the move. Derek Shelton out. He points to the bullpen. So the Twins go into the pen as the Mariners looking to add on. They lead 4-3, 1 out, 9th inning.
Drive to right field. If it's fair, it's way gone. It hits the top of the foul pole. That's a cruise missile.
It was like a cannon went off. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that in my life.
Oh, what a play by McMahon. Whoa, outstanding. Took a double away. An absolute bullet by IKF.
He's going to have to take Ryan McMahon out for a steak dinner.
First pitch to Naylor. He swings, laces it on the line to left field. Cal Raleigh's on his way home. Josh Naylor.
Holy smokes, the Mariners win it 5-4.
Byron on the move. He got there. You bet he did.
Oh, there's about 3 men on the planet who turned that into an out, and the Twins have one of them playing center field.
Show me the Mooney! 5 straight games with a home run. Learn this man's name, because he is something to watch.
The newfangled idea of the time was night games, and teams thought that the shiny material of satin would reflect the stadium lights better. But satin comes with all kinds of issues. Despite all its drawbacks, this shiny material really does create a show-stopping jersey.
Biggest ever Mariners value menu available every game.
Show your Mariners pride with the new Mariners credit card. Get cash back on everyday purchases, discounts on tickets, and chances to win cool fan experiences. Presented by Global Credit Union, proud partner of the Seattle Mariners. Membership required. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Well, new pitcher on for Minnesota. They've gone to the bullpen. They have found lefty Taylor Rogers, an ERA over 6.5 on the season so far. 7 earned runs and 9 2/3. Mariners threatening. Runners at first and second. JP batting. Mariners leading 4-3. Cole Young, a big day. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. Cole Young tied things in the 7th with an RBI double. He's given the Mariners the lead in the 9th with a 2 RBI base hit. The 0-1 to JP. Sails wide. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've got Cole Young at second base. Will Wilson at first for the Mariners. Munoz ready to go in the bottom of this inning. Mariners looking for a little insurance here. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, ripped right past the shortstop. Lee knocks it down. He picks it up, but everybody's safe. Looked like it was going to get through, but he knocks it down to at least save a run. It's going to be a hit for JP, and now they are loaded up for Cal.
And just open up the floodgates. Get a couple extra runs here. You got Munoz warming up.
JP's had a good day. A homer, a single. He's walked twice. He's been aboard 4 times. Cal trying to put this one out of reach with 1 swing. Here's the pitch. Way high.
Interesting to see how Rogers looks here too. I know he's had plenty of time to warm up, but again, just your mindset, you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm sitting out this one, 9th inning, probably not going to pitch, and then next thing you know, get ready quick.
The pitch to Cal. He sends it upstairs.
You're going to be facing Cal Raleigh with the bases loaded.
Cal had 3 grand slams last season. 2 balls, no strikes. Bases jammed. Rogers set. He deals to Cal. Not close. 3 balls, no strikes. This is a bad spot to be.
Yeah. Very lonely spot, let me tell you.
Bases loaded. Cal Raleigh, 3 balls, no strikes. Let's go. Rogers staring in, comes set.
Give him the green light right here.
Here's the 3-0. Oh, it's a strike. Cal kind of backed up a little bit. Got a decent chunk of the plate. Still 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 to Cal. A check swing. It's off the end of the bat, and he fouls it off over the Twins dugout. So it's 3-2 now. That would have been a strike. That was in the zone. Full count. Bases jammed. Mariners up by 1, 9th inning. They were trailing by 1 heading into this inning. Tremendous at-bats in this inning from the Mariners. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled away. Cal stays alive. Cole Young at third. Will Wilson at second. JP Crawford at first. That was really close. Bottom corner. That Cal spoiled. Rogers set. The pitch to Cal. Swung on, foul. Down the third base line. We'll do it again. So he pitched number 8. He's mostly tried sweepers.
Yeah, I was saying just
nothing straight.
Right, just set your sights, something coming middle in on that barrel. take a breath, let that ball get a little deeper on you. Just trying to hit a line drive. Let that ball go.
The 3-2. Swung on, fouled back to the netting. Another sweeper.
But again, don't listen to me. I'm not a hitting coach. That's for sure. Way harder than what it looks.
It was above the zone, but not by a ton. This is going to be pitch number 9 to Cal. He steps out, adjusts the batting gloves. 3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 9th inning. Mariners up by 1, they want more. Rogers ready. Here's the pitch to Cal. Swung on, blasted, center field, Buxton back, he's at the track, he's at the wall, and he makes the catch at the wall. Cole Young tags from third, he scores. The Mariners get another run as Buxton takes away extra bases from Cal Raleigh and the Mariners. It's 5-3 M's. A long, loud sacrifice fly to center field by Cal Raleigh.
Oh, you take that 5th run, that's for sure. But a 3-2 count. Ball, you can hear it off the bat. Just getting to one of the deepest parts of this ballpark here in center field. And with one of the toughest opponents in center field, that's Buxton making a really good catch. We've seen these balls, Gary, kind of get knocked down as they get deeper into the outfield, especially if they get up high here in Minnesota. So you know that ball was absolutely smoked.
A 2-run cushion now. Wilson got into third base, so runners on the corners, 2 outs. Here's Julio. Rogers, his pitch. Swung on, popped up. On the infield, third base side, Lewis over near the bag. He waits for it, drops out of the clouds, makes a one-hand catch. And that's it for the Mariners in the 9th, but they put 3 across, a 2-run lead now for the Mariners. 5-3. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Here comes Munoz, and we come back.
To right field, Connor Griffin on his 20th birthday has hit his first home run. Boy, that's shot out of here.
I mean, that's something else. What a great birthday present.
7 innings of 1 hit ball for Paul Skeens. Only he could feel like that's a disappointment.
Here's a line drive. Caught by Dansby Swanson.
We call that the Swanson touch.
I love it. No matter if Dansby's hitting or not, that glove always shows up every single day, and that's why they pay them big bucks.
Going back is Geloff at the track, right to the wall, leaping at the wall, and he made an unbelievable catch. That's as good as you're ever going to see.
That's driven high in the air. Right center. Gone! Reds win! He wasn't in the original lineup.
Oh. This ball's hit deep to left field. Brian Reynolds clears the deck. Wow! Bangs off the facade of the second deck. Anchored down with his first home run. Back-to-back Bucks. 5-0 Pittsburgh.
That's what you want to see from Brian Reynolds. Driving the ball, using the middle of the field, and got that pitch out over the middle of the plate. Fans up there don't usually get home run balls. They almost got one there. And, hey, let's do it.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Pete Davidson Live.
Well, Mariners lead. We go to the bottom of the 9th, 5-3. The score. Andres Munoz is on to try and close this down for the Mariners, looking for his 6th save of the season. They'll face 2, 3, 4 in the order, although they're different than when they started. Austin Martin going to lead off for Minnesota. Here comes the pitch. That steams over the corner for a strike. He's ahead. A 2-run lead for the Mariners. They trailed going into the 9th inning. They scored 3 runs in the 9th. Cole Young driving in 2 to give the Mariners the lead. Here's the 0-1. That's a strike. Beautiful slider. Right on the edge.
Yeah, no challenges for the Twins either. Martin looked a little frustrated there, but nothing you can do about that. That's why you try and save that challenge. But Mooney's been good. I mean, gave up the 1 run against the Athletics, but he's gotten back on track after having a couple rough ones.
He's ready. The 0-2. Slider off the plate. No chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mariners looking for the series win as Munoz bent at the waist, staring in, now straightens up. The 1-2. Swung on, golfed, popped up to shortstop. JP shielding his eyes in the sunshine, reaches up, makes the catch above the cap. Out number 1.
Again with Munoz, you know what you're going to see from him in regards to that command, especially that slider, the first handful of pitches. If he can land that slider in the strike zone, he's going to be in good shape.
Here's Josh Bell. 0 for 4 today. Bat from the left side against Munoz. The pitch. Swung on and missed. 97 on the fastball. What a win this would be for the Mariners.
Yeah.
The 0-1. Misses away. A changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mariners, a win here would bring them to 500 on the season. It would give them a series win and make this an excellent road trip. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Good slider that he swings through. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A sweep of the Cardinals, and now trying to follow that with a series win in Minnesota. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Munoz ready. He deals. Way outside. Try to change up. That one just floated on him. 2-2. Andre set. His pitch. Misses low. So full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's a 2-run lead, bottom of the 9th. Munoz set. The 3-2. Swung on and missed. Got him with the slider. Bell swings through. Out number 2 here in the 9th.
Now he becomes unhittable when he can do 2 things with that slider. 1, land it for a strike, and then 2, get that pitch below the zone just like that. You got to protect against 99 with movement.
Here's James Outman. He'll bat. He came on as a pinch runner, batting just 115 on the season. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Overmatched on a slider. 0-1. 5-3 Mariners, bottom of the 9th. Outman calls time. Steps back into the batter's box. Left-handed hitter. Munoz ready to work. He's bent at the waist. Now standing tall on the hill. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Same pitch, same result, and now the Mariners just 1 strike away from victory. Mariner fans behind the dugout, they're on their feet. They want to see a punch out. No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2. Way outside. They're not swinging at that time, and it looked like it took the mitt off of Cal's hand. Cal just chucks the baseball away, picks up his mitt, and he's ready to go again. One ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2. Misses away. Slider just stayed outside, so 2-2. 5-3 Mariners, 9th inning. 2 outs, base is empty. The 2-2. Swung on and missed, and that's the ball game. Munoz gets the punch out. The Mariners come from behind, and they get the win in Minnesota. A 5-1 road trip for the Mariners. An excellent trip, and what a way to finish as Cole Young, the hero again, coming through as the Mariners win the game. They win the series.
Yeah, just an epic road trip for the Seattle Mariners. We knew they had some struggles out the gates in this season on the road. Well, that's all forgotten, especially St. Louis getting that sweep.